Mine is sharper. If you're struggling with restless nights or brain fog, this is your game changer. Want to feel the same? Go to Symbiotica.com and use code Padres for 15% off plus shipping site-wide. That's Symbiotica.com, code Padres for 15% off.
Hey, Padre fans, Tony Gwynn Jr. here. You might already know my dogs, Kai and Axel, are MVPs in my family. And when it comes to getting everything they need to stay happy and healthy, I trust Petco as my home team. Whether I'm dropping them off at my local Poway store with their favorite groomer, Amanda, or scoring their great selection of food and supplies at low prices. I know the friendly pros at Petco make caring for my whole lineup easy and affordable. Petco, official pet partner of the San Diego Padres.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort. With a 200-room hotel tower, exciting new eats and drinks, plenty of new places to play, and a luxe spa and salon. Hello, rooftop pool and deck. It's where players can play their hearts out and enjoy all the perks that come with it. It gets real this summer at the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the players' place. Learn more at JamulCasino.com.
Today's Padres lineup is brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row, and is stepping up to the plate to...
aim to meet expectations. At Silverstrand, we aim to exceed them. We serve commercial, government, residential, and military clients with security systems, fire alarms, sound masking, even CCTV trailer rentals. With 20 years of innovative experience, we don't just show up, we show up ready to meet your needs in San Diego, Riverside, Orange County, and nationwide. Visit Silverstrand.com. Again, that's Silverstrand.com. Silverstrand Technologies, your experts in technology.
Hey, it's Rick from Baja Rick's Cantina in the Gas Lamp. San Diego's baseball team is on the home stretch to bringing us a championship. So come on and join the party. Try our new game day specials. We've got a 1-pound TJ hot dog, a bacon cheeseburger quesadilla, or our new birria grilled cheese sandwich. We've got $10 blowfish margaritas and 32-ounce Coors Light drafts. Our DJ keeps the party going, and when you gotta go, did I mention our new baños? Now, let's play ball on the San Diego Padres Radio Network.
Welcome back. Today's Diamondbacks lineup is brought to you by Palomar Health, recognized as the world's best hospital 7 years in a row, and is stepping up to the plate to provide you with the best care. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor. Here's the lineup put together by Torey Lovello for his host Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading things off, playing right field, Corbin Carroll. Ketel Marte will bat second. He'll be over at second base. Playing shortstop and batting third, Geraldo Perdomo. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be in the cleanup spot. He'll be doing the designated hitting. Playing first base and batting fifth, Tyler Locklear. Jake McCarthy in the lineup tonight. He'll be out in left field and be batting sixth. Batting seventh, playing third base, Blaze Alexander. Alec Thomas will bat eighth. He'll be out in center field. Doing the catching and batting ninth is Jose Herrera, and on the mound, making his 14th start of the season. A 6-3 record with a 3.20 earned run average, the right-hander Ryan Nelson. Umpires for tonight's ball game, Sean Barber will be calling the balls and strikes. The crew chief, James Hoy, is over at first base. John Lipka is over at second, and covering the third base line tonight for the umpiring crew is DJ Rayburn. Fernando Tatis Jr. will lead things off for the Padres, and now for tonight's play-by-play. Here's Sam.
All right, Scan, thank you very much. Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Padres and the D-backs. Tall right-hander Ryan Nelson all ready to go in the white top, white pants. Padres wearing the brown tops today with the gold San Diego on the chest. Righty on righty to begin the night in the first pitch of the evening. A swing and a miss, strike one, and we're underway tonight right on time at 6:40 p.m. For Fernando batting .264, coming in 17 home runs, 44 RBIs. Out of the windup, and Nelson deals. Swing and a miss, blew it by him again. 0-2 on Fernando. Fernando a single and a walk yesterday. Padres losing game 1 of this series 6-2. Pretty quiet night for the Padres offense, just 2 runs on 6 hits. Outfield straight away against Fernando. And the 0-2. Swinging a fly ball foul. Had a play right side, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Defensively here tonight for Arizona, McCarthy, Thomas, Carroll, left to right in the outfield, Alexander at third, Perdomo at short, Marte at second, Locklear at first, and Herrera behind the dish. Nelson winds and fires. Swinging a foul straight back again.
Big swing by Fernando on that 97-mile-an-hour fastball, and that's what he's going to see tonight. Not just Fernando, but the entire Padres lineup, Sam. He loves to throw the fastball, goes to it a lot. 63% of the time he's going with that four-seam heater coming right at you.
0-2 en route. And this time he does go off speed. Slider that time, misses outside, 1-2.
He almost had to after that last swing by Fernando coming out of his shoes.
Nelson will mix in that four-seam, like you said, 63% heavy with that four-seam, more than mixes in. 1-2, swing and a miss, got him on the slider again. So Fernando Tatis Jr. strikes out to begin the night, 1 up and 1 set aside for Ryan Nelson.
You know, it's a slider up in the zone, and in most cases you would say to yourself, oh my gosh, that's a mistake pitch. It's a hanging slider with 2 strikes. But because he throws so many fastballs up in the zone, he can actually throw that slider in the same slot. You think it's a heater. You have to be so conscious as a batter to be able to get on top of that fastball that he throws at the top part of the zone. You're even tempted to chase after sliders up there.
Here's Luis Ariz, and the first pitch is hit high in the air into left. McCarthy going back, he has it lined up, and he makes the catch. 2 down here in the first inning, no score. Today's game time temperature, 110 degrees outside, 76 degrees inside Chase Field, and it's brought to you by Lineage Watch Company, San Diego's very own watch brand and the official timepiece of the Padres Radio Network. Order yours today at lineagewatchco.com. That's lineagewatchco.com. 2 outs, nobody on for Manny Machado. Manny 1 for 4, runs scored yesterday. And the opening pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Umpiring crew here tonight, Sean Barber behind the plate, James Hoy at first, John Lipka at second base, and DJ Rayburn at third. Righty on righty, Nelson kicks in the pitch. Off speed, misses away, slider. And the count runs even at 1-1. Manny comes in batting .299 on the year, 20 home runs, 72 RBIs. Nelson will mix in that four-seam, like we said, the cutter, slider, curve, changeup. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Back through four-seam, outer part of the plate that time, and now Nelson ahead of Manny, 1-2.
You know, he's been really dominant lately, Sam. Also, 7 of his last 9 starts, he's allowed 1 earned run or less for 1.95 earned run average. So it's not just a guy that's been hot the last few games. He's been throwing the ball really well for a while now since going back into the rotation.
1-2. Misses away, not by much, just off the outside edge. Herrera tried to frame it up, but Sean Barber behind the plate said no.
Good eye by Manny.
Nelson now 27 years old in the midst of his 4th major league season. 2-2. And taken low and away, 3-2 on Manny. Overall numbers this year for Nelson, 6-3, 3.20 ERA, 23 outings, 13 starts. Nelson out of the windup and the payoff pitch. Swinging a high pop-up foul, twisting into the seats down the first base side. Do it again at 3-2. Crowd still filling in here at Chase Field in Phoenix. Lower bowl filled up pretty nicely, a little bit more sparse in the second deck and upper deck. (3-2). And a fastball misses away, ball 4. So Manny draws a 2-out walk. Padres have a base runner here in the first inning.
Nice AB by Manny. Gets a couple of sliders to start things off with. Then he gets the four-seam fastballs up in the zone. He's able to foul off a couple of tough pitches. Then he eyeballs a 97-mile-an-hour heater that's about 2 inches off the outside corner. But, man, he's got a great eye away, and especially when he has that plate appearance where every pitch is pretty much on the outward part of the plate. You're not going to get him to chase that much.
Manny, a 7-pitch walk. Jackson Merrill swings and misses 0-1. The Padres cleanup hitter is brought to you by Asgard Energy. Get a free solar estimate and clean up your energy bill at asgardenergy.com. Veteran and locally owned, Asgard Energy, your trusted name in solar in Southern California. 0-1 is ripped foul. It's down the right field side, and now Merrill behind 0-2. Jackson 1 for 4 yesterday, had an RBI double. Comes inbounding 266, 8 home runs, and 48 runs knocked in. He's been an RBI machine as of late. 0-2, swinging a foul straight back.
Wow. 96-mile-an-hour fastball in on his hands. And when I say in on his hands, he fouled that ball off maybe 6 inches away from his knuckles. That is fighting one off. And it's also a testimony to how the fastball of Nelson is just getting on these guys.
Now we'll see what Nelson goes to here at 0-2. The pitch. Swinging a foul again. Back to that four-seamer, this time at 97. Count stays 0-2 on Merrill. Merrill's driven in a run in 6 consecutive games. 10 RBIs total in that span. A run of 6 straight games with a run knocked in. The longest streak in the majors right now. 0-2 on the way. Swinging a tapper towards first base, picked up by Locklear. He steps on the bag in plenty of time, and that's the inning. No runs on, no hits, 1 left on. Middle of 1, Padres nothing, and the D-backs coming up on the Padres.
Got to get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that? What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good.
But it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
Wide-brimmed hats and wraparound glasses with 100% UV protection. You can find how much UV exposure you're getting by using the shadow rule. If your shadow is shorter than you, then UV exposure is high. For more SunSmart tips, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
Hey, Padre fans, pets, they're family, and so trust Petco for the food they love and the services they need to stay happy and healthy, all at great prices. Petco, where the pets go.
Right-hander Yu Darvish on the mound for the Padres here in the bottom half of the first inning. No score. Corbin Carroll leads it off for Arizona. Righty on lefty, Darvish kicks and the opening pitch is swung on and fouled straight back this way, lands to our left and drops down below. 0-1 on Carroll. Yu Darvish, the 38-year-old, turning 39 next week. Coming off a terrific outing against the New York Mets. 7 shutout innings. He allowed just 2 hits, struck out 7. And the 0-1. Swinging a line drive foul. Left field side out of play. 0-2. 76 pitches, 54 strikes in that outing for Darvish. Earned his 204th career win between his pro career in Japan and the U.S. Passed Hiroki Kuroda for the most all-time for a Japanese-born player. 0-2. swinging a little looper foul, third base side out of play, and the count stays 0-2 on Carroll.
You know, Sam, we talked a lot about Yu Darvish and the adjustment that he made in the pregame open and everything, and it's really incredible. And the other thing that's going on with all of this, keep in mind, is when you lower your arm slot like that, you don't know how your elbow's going to respond. And one of the pitches he was afraid to throw when he first came back was the slider.
0-2. Swinging a foul again. So Carroll very aggressive here, still behind in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, and that last pitch right there was a slider at 86 miles an hour. So even though Yu Darvish is messing around with his arm slot and having great success with it in that last outing, it has not affected his confidence and ability to rip through that slider, which was the real question pitch coming back from his elbow issues.
Another 0-2 on the way. And a breaking ball in there, strike three. Froze Carroll, got him with the curve. One up and one set aside for Yu Darvish here in the first inning.
Great pitch, good feel for the backdoor breaking ball. Catches the outside corner. And that's the one thing that was the last piece of the puzzle to come together, Sam, was the spin command on all of his off-speed pitches. We saw the fastball look good. He was able to, out of the windup especially, had good command of the breaking pitches, but out of the stretch, different story.
First pitch to Ketel Marte. Tips low and inside, ball one. No score, bottom one out, nobody on.
And that's not uncommon when you're coming back from elbow issues for the feel for the breaking pitch to be the last thing that comes to mind. But what I'm curious to see, and he didn't really get tested in the last outing out of the stretch very much because he was so dominant.
1-0 is taken low by Marte. 2-0.
So we'll see. Hopefully he doesn't have to get tested very much in this game also because he's so dominant out of the windup. But we have seen in that last outing just better overall command and manipulation of all of his spin pitches.
2-0 is in for a strike, 2-1. He lowered that arm slot about 2 to 3 inches lower than what he's used the last few years. More similar to the arm slot he had earlier in his career when he first came over to the U.S. Tried it out in the bullpen, felt pretty good, so he thought why not bring it into his last start, and you can't argue with the results. 7 shutout innings. 2-1 on Marte. And here it comes. And that is in for a strike, 2-2. Defensively, the Padres tonight, Laureano, Merrill, and Tatis left to right in the outfield. Iglesias at third, Bogarts at short, Cronenworth at second, Arise at first, and Elias Diaz behind the dish. 2-2. Swinging a ground ball to second base, to his right, Cronenworth. He snares it on a knee, throws to first base in time. Nice play by Jake Cronenworth. That's moved quickly to his right. Sharp one hopper, and Cronenworth made the play, 2 down.
Absolute rocket on a breaking ball. That was the first one that he hasn't located real well. That got too much of the plate, and part of what set it up was the breaking ball previous, which was a cutter that he didn't get inside as much as he wanted. So back-to-back pitches to Marte, they were a little bit on the middle of the plate. Nice play by Jake.
Exit velo of 102 on that. Hit very sharply. First pitch on the way to Geraldo Perdomo, and it settles in a strike, 0-1. Perdomo hitting .278 on the year, 11 home runs, 75 runs knocked in. Nothing, game bottom 1, 2 outs, nobody on. 11 pitches so far for Darvish here in this opening frame. He fires. Misses outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And it hits Perdomo. Or it might have actually went behind him. Did it actually get Perdomo or not? I don't think it did.
No, it went right behind him,
It skipped right behind him. How about that? A curveball that got away from Yu Darvish, and it just went right behind Geraldo Perdomo. Yeah, it almost got his front foot, but he just moved it in time where it missed him.
Just a little bit inside. Yeah, it was supposed to be a backdoor breaking ball, and Yu Darvish just hung on to it a little bit too long on that one, Sam.
Well, if you're you, that's better than hitting him.
Right?
2 balls and 1 strike. Switch hitting, Perdomo batting from the left side. Darvish deals. And this misses away, 3-1. Sinker that time at 94 miles an hour. Chase Field, the place where Darvish has had a lot of success as of late. 1.57 ERA, 3-0 record in this building since the beginning of 2022. Trying to get it done here in Phoenix tonight. 3-1. And it misses away, not by much. Diaz trying to frame it. Sean Barber did not think it was in the zone. Looked a little bit outside. A 2-out walk for Geraldo Perdomo.
You know, it was interesting in that at bat. We had 2 pitches where he was really out of sync. So we had that breaking ball that he threw behind Perdomo, and then the next pitch he tries to go fastball away, and he missed way outside with the other one. So just a little bit of glitch in the software, something that we didn't see at all in his last outing. Let's see if he can go ahead and make the correction working out of the stretch.
Brings up Lourdes Gurriel Jr. DH tonight for Arizona. Runner on first base, 2 men down, scoreless game, bottom 1. Right-handed hitting, Gurriel digs in. And the first pitch from Darvish is up and in. Gurriel moving his hands inside, ball 1. Gurriel wearing that pink arm sleeve on his right arm. He's got neon green batting gloves, very colorful accessories. He's got what looks like a teal guard on his left foot. This one driven high in the air, deep to left. Forget it. It is way, way out of here. 2-run home run for Lourdes Gurriel Jr. So the 2-out walk comes back to bite you, Darvish. It's 2-0 Arizona here in the first inning.
Well, Sam, I was talking about it earlier in the inning about how the last piece of the puzzle is the spin with working out of the stretch position with runners on base, something that he had struggled with in the first 4 outings. Now, in the last outing, he didn't really get tested. He only had 2 base runners on the entire night, so we really didn't get a chance to see it. But this is another example, working out of the stretch. This is a sweeper, and it's just a hanger right down the middle that Gurriel just absolutely crushes right there. So kind of interesting. You look good the first couple of batters, but missed badly to Perdomo, now misses badly to Gurriel in back-to-back batters.
Brings up Tyler Locklear. 2-0 Arizona here in the first inning. First pitch to Locklear, in for a strike, 0-1. Well, before that outing against the Mets, I hate to bring it up, but you have to, he gave up 8 runs on 8 hits in just 3 innings and a third in St. Louis. And Scan, that night he missed a lot up in the zone. Hangers, 0-1. And this misses upstairs. Curveball that time from Darvish, 1-1 on Locklear.
Yeah, that didn't surprise me all that much, Sam. And the reason is because he had this progression of good game, better game, better game. And as you push yourself physically after missing as much time that he has, sometimes there's a setback.
1-1 ground ball, third base side. That's where Iglesias is tonight. He throws across the diamond in time, and that's the inning. But in the inning for the Diamondbacks, 2 runs on 1 hit, and they leave nobody. We go to the second.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
The newfangled idea of the time was night games, and teams thought that the shiny material
Explore a huge selection of premium high-end flooring choices, along with quality budget-friendly options too. Visit SIDS or SIDScarpet.com.
During peak wildfire season, one spark in dry, windy conditions can put our communities at risk. That's why, as a last resort, SDG&E may need to call a power shutoff for public safety. We only power down where absolutely necessary. And once the threat has passed, our team works quickly and safely to restore power to affected communities. Learn more about public safety power shutoffs at sdge.com/PSPS.
We go to the top of the second. The Trustin will score. The Diamondbacks 2 and the Padres nothing. Xander Bogaerts, Ramon Laureano, and Jake Cronenworth due up for the Padres against right-hander Ryan Nelson. Bogaerts 0 for 4 last night. Righty on righty first pitch is taken low, ball 1. Nelson issuing a 2-out walk in the first inning. That was it through 18 pitches total. 1-0 to Bogaerts. Swinging a drive into left. McCarthy going back at the warning track at the wall, and it's gone. Solo home run, Xander Bogaerts, his 8th of the season. The Padres answer right back here in the second. It's 2-1 Arizona.
Xander Bogaerts continues his hot swinging. He has been on fire ever since he had 4 hits against the Dodgers back on June 19th, and the surge continues for Xander. He gets a fastball, which is no surprise coming out of the hand of Ryan Nelson. And he does exactly what we talked about earlier on, Sam, in terms of being able to get on top of that heater in the upper part of the zone. He does that and absolutely crushes it.
Brings up Ramon Laureano. So just like that, the deficit cut in half. It's 2-1. First pitch. Swinging a drive, foul right side. 0-1. That was the Padres' first hit of the game, brought to you by Frozen Ropes Travel Ball. Free tryouts are underway for ages 7 to 14 with Coach Kurt and his Frozen Ropes team. Check out the team at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. 0-1 on Laureano. And the pitch from Nelson. Swinging a line drive into right center, a base hit. Rolling towards the alley, it'll roll all the way to the fence. Watch Laureano run. Thomas over to get it. Laureano around second, on his way to third, and he's in there. A headfirst dive, a triple. Back-to-back extra base hits for the Padres. Bogaerts the bomb, Laureano the 3-bagger.
Yeah, 2 different pitches also, Sam. The fastball that Xander Bogaerts ends up over the wall. This time it's a slider. Second slider that Laureano had seen in this plate appearance. The first one was down and away. This one gets a little bit too much of the plate, up and out over, and he does a nice job of not trying to pull it. He goes opposite field with it. Back-to-back really nice plate appearances by the Padres to get things going here in the second.
Let's quickly pause for station ID on the Padres radio network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN-HD1 San Diego.
Hey, it's Fernando Tatis Jr. You're listening to Padres Baseball on Padres Radio Network.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
First pitch to Jake Cronenworth is taken low, ball 1. Padres trailing 2-1 here in the top of the second. Sam Levitt, Bob Scanlon with you, filling in for Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn Jr. So far, a rough second inning for Ryan Nelson. The home run to Bogaerts and a triple for Laureano. He's on third base, nobody out. 1-0. Swinging a foul. 1-1. Cronenworth had an RBI single yesterday. Comes in batting .236, 9 home runs, 35 runs knocked in. RBI opportunity here. Outfield playing Cronenworth well the other way. Thomas shaded towards left center. 1-1. Swinging a line drive into left center, a base hit. Laureano scores easily. Cronenworth around first base on his way to second. Throw there, not in time. A stand-up RBI double for Jake Cronenworth. And just like that, it's 2-2. 3 consecutive extra base hits to begin this second inning.
Another nice plate appearance by the Padres and really executing the game plan coming into this game, which is staying on top of the Nelson fastball. If he's going to be in the top of the zone, you're going to have to be ready for it. You've got to be able to stay on top of that heater. Xander Bogaerts did it. Jake Cronenworth did it right there. Great job of beating Nelson at his strength, which is the fastball up in the zone. Padres are saying, okay, we're ready for it. We got to stay on top of it, and they're getting it done, Sam.
Now that's something to smile about. Brought to you by Smile Spirits, real vodka cocktails, not a boring seltzer. Available at smilespirits.com, keg and bottle, or swing by Baja Rick's before the game and enjoy Smile Spirits before first pitch. Smile Spirits, making San Diego smile. A lot to smile about so far here in the second. Just like that, a 2-2 game, and now the Padres have Jake Cronenworth on second base. Still nobody out. Talk about a tale of 2 innings so far for Ryan Nelson. Really sharp in the first, and he has been anything but here in the second. First pitch to Jose Iglesias, rides inside, ball 1. Iglesias, the third baseman tonight. Manny Machado at DH day. Pinch hit last night, went 0 for 1. 1-0. And a fastball taken, called strike.
Padres already able to do what most teams haven't over the last 10 outings for Nelson, and that's score more than 1 run against him. He had one bad outing where he allowed 7 runs to cross, but other than that, it's been 1 run or less in 12 of his 14 starts.
Pitch to Iglesias is rolled over to second base, picked up by Marte, throws to first in time. 4-3 put out. Cronenworth moves to third. So a productive out for Jose Iglesias. Now Cronenworth, 90 feet away from scoring with only 1 out, brings up Luis Diaz, who has been very, very good in the RBI department as of late. If you look at Diaz, his last 33 at-bats, he has 11 RBIs. Run scoring opportunity here. Infield comes in for Arizona. 2-2 game. Top half of the second, 1 down. First pitch is upstairs. Snap throw back to third, and Cronenworth gets back in safely.
Sam, we got to give a little bit of love to Jose Iglesias right there. That is such a professional at-bat. And he comes up there, and this is the second time that we've seen him do this in the last week with a runner on second base and nobody out. And there's one thing in his mind, and you can totally tell just by the way that he's swinging. That's to get the ball to the right side, get that runner over. Absolute clinic on how you play this game properly.
1-0. Swinging a foul. 1-1. Top of the second brought to you by Sinley Food. Ignite your taste buds with the freshest flavors at Sinley Food. Discover authentic ingredients at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard, the Cook's Asian Resource. Oh, you're right. Very nice turn at bat by Iglesias, getting Cronenworth to third. 1-1 is upstairs, way upstairs. Herrera having to jump up and get it. And Cronenworth, very alert at third base. Certainly would try to score on anything that gets by Herrera behind the plate. All 4 infielders in. Alexander, Perdomo, Marte, Locklear, left to right. 2-1. And a slider misses low and away. 3-1. So now Diaz in the driver's seat. Fernando Tatis Jr. waiting on deck.
Not only Diaz in the driver's seat, but Nelson clearly uncomfortable. He's having a tough time with his release point right now. He's missing high with the fastball, tried to adjust on the breaking ball, bounced that one, trying to find that sweet spot again.
3-1. Swing and a miss. Diaz, a healthy rip. Waved right through a fastball at 95.
That's when Nelson's at his best, just a little bit above the strike zone. The ones that the Padres were able to catch up to, Alexander Bogaerts and Jake Cronenworth, they were at the top part of the strike zone. But that fastball, just about 3 or 4 inches above it, that's the one that he gets the swing and miss on.
A spot here where Diaz would love just to fly ball deep enough to score Cronenworth from third. 3-2 on Elias Diaz. And the pitch. Swinging a foul. Do it again at 3-2. Nelson tugs at the bill of his cap. Now carefully toes that first base side of the rubber. Sets at the belt. 3-2 on Diaz. And here it comes. Swinging a foul, right side out of play. Another four-seamer from Ryan Nelson, and Diaz doing a good job battling here against Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson missed a spot right there. They were trying to go down and away after going upstairs, got Diaz to chase upstairs on the back-to-back swings. They were trying to dot that low outside corner, but he missed with the inner half and got away with it.
Do it again at 3-2. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Diaz strikes out. Went to the slider and got Diaz waving. So Elias Diaz unable to bring Jake Cronenworth in from third base. Now 2 men down, a 2-2 game, top of the second, and the inning left up to Fernando Tatis Jr.
That's a filthy slider to put him away.
So here is Nando, struck out his first time. Infield now moves back for Arizona. Cronenworth still on third. Pitch on the way. Swinging a high fly ball into left. McCarthy backing up. Not all that deep. He's under it, and he puts it away. That's the inning. But the Padres do score 2 on 3 hits. They leave a runner on. Middle of 2. It's the Padres 2 and the D-backs 2. And now here's what's happening at Valley View Casino and Hotel.
Now that baseball season is in full, ready for Major League winning when you join the most generous players club in Southern California at Valley View Casino and Hotel. Join and receive over $200 in free instant offers to enjoy at San Diego's favorite casino. No strings attached. Signing up for the Players Club is always quick, easy, and free. So visit ValleyViewCasino.com to learn more today. That's ValleyViewCasino.com.
Life can be hard sometimes. Facing challenges can bring feelings of panic, sadness, helplessness, or even thoughts of self-harm. If you or someone you know is in emotional distress, the 988 Lifeline can help. You are not alone, and you don't have to figure things out by yourself. Dial the 988 Lifeline today and receive support from a local counselor at no cost. That's 988.
Transform your home with custom interior shutters from Shuttermart. Manufactured and installed in just 3 to 5 weeks. Get 35% off during Shuttermart's baseball season sale. Windows, French doors, and sliders. Experience the Shuttermart difference at buyshuttermart.com.
James, you wear a lot of hats. You're a veteran and household chef, a self-taught barber and dream chaser and student. You're an Ander. At National University, we see the whole you. That's why we've created online and hybrid programs that flex to help you balance your full life so you can focus on what's right in front of you. National University, supporting the whole you.
Bottom of the second is brought to you by Symbiotica, the official wellness partner of the San Diego Padres. Take charge of your health with premium supplements. Visit Symbiotica.com.
2-2 game as we go bottom two. Yu Darvish kicks and deals. First pitch to Jake McCarthy, and for a strike 0-1. McCarthy followed by Blaze Alexander and Alec Thomas. Diamondbacks scoring 2 in the bottom half of the first inning. Padres returning the favor, getting 2 in their half of the second. So we'll see if Yu Darvish, who got the first 2 outs of that opening frame, then issued a walk, then a home run, and if he can settle in. 20 pitches in that first inning. 0-1, misses away. Splitter that time, 1-1 on McCarthy, who comes in batting 156 and 109 at-bats, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs on the year. And 109 at-bats, 2 home runs, 9 RBIs on the year. 1-1. Swinging a foul. Third base side out of play.
You know, Sam, we talked a lot already about the mechanical adjustments that Yu Darvish made in his last outing, but the other thing that he did really well is he worked ahead in the count, and it wasn't just strike one. He was 64% strike one, which is nice. That's good. But even more importantly, he really dominated the 1-1 counts and got himself into 1-2 situations like he's in right now.
1-2. Swinging a looper towards right center. Fernando Tatis Jr. racing back. More than a looper. It'll drop in, roll all the way to the fence. Around second base on his way to third is Jake McCarthy, and he's in there standing with a leadoff triple. Off the bat, looked like it wasn't.
McCarthy to swing over the top, but he misses. He leaves it out over the plate. McCarthy able to drive it into the gap.
So now runner on third base. Nobody out, and once again, Yu Darvish in trouble. Brings up Blaze Alexander. First pitch is called the strike 0-1. Infield comes about halfway. Iglesias at third, Bogarts at short, Cronenworth at second, Arise at first. Rise pulled over way off the bag. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to Iglesias. He picks it up, looks back the runner, throws to first in time. And a big first out of the inning for Yu Darvish. Well played by Iglesias. And staying put at third for the moment is Jake McCarthy.
Yeah, nice little sinker to get the ground ball that you need with the infield pulled in. Perfectly executed. Now you've got to go to work against Alec Thomas.
Our stat of the day is brought to you by Culligan Water of San Diego, providing advanced water treatment solutions, including softeners, filters, and bottled water, ensuring cleaner, safer, and great-tasting water for homes and businesses since 1936. First pitch to Thomas is rolled foul, third base side 0-1. Well, no doubt, when Padres starters go deep, the Padres are more successful. Sounds like a simple recipe when starters have thrown 5 1/3 or more innings this season. Padres are 36-18. So just another reason why Yu Darvish settling in here, going deep, would be a big deal. Certainly a good development for the Padres. 0-1. This is low and away, 1-1. Thomas comes in batting .260, 8 home runs, 30 RBIs. He's been red hot as of late. 4 straight multi-hit games. 1-1. Swing and a miss. A big looping Uncle Charlie from Yu Darvish, and Thomas way out in front.
That's the second time that he's been out in front. The first pitch that he saw this plate appearance was a big slow curveball as well, and he pool cued it off into foul territory. He's still out in front of that one.
Padres have the infield in with a runner on third base. 1-2. Swinging a ground ball to second. Cronenworth picks it up, throws home. Throw there in time. They got him. Perfectly executed by Jake Cronenworth. Elias Diaz applies the tag, and there are 2 men down.
Great baseball by the Padres all around. Yu Darvish executes his pitch. It's a good split finger down to the zone. He gets the ground ball. Jake Cronenworth has to go to his right a little bit of an off-balance throw, but he gets it there in plenty of time for Diaz to apply the tag. Of course, the runner going on contact, and Diaz not having to worry about blocking home plate on a ball in the infield. Rule does not apply.
Number 9 batter Jose Herrera digs in. And throw to first base, back in safely is Thomas. So this inning started, Jake McCarthy, a leadoff triple, but then a couple of ground outs with the infield in. And now Darvish 1 out away from getting out of this inning. Pitch to Herrera. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
Yu doing a much better job of executing his pitches out of the stretch this inning as opposed to last inning, Sam. Especially with the breaking pitches. Some good curveballs that Thomas finished him off with a good split finger as well. Clutch. Now an opportunity to get out of this with no damage.
0-1 to the Venezuelan catcher. Taken low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Herrera batting just .188. Home run, 15 RBIs. And he waits on the 1-1. Thomas runs, and it's fouled right at home plate. I think he got a piece of Herrera, who twisted himself into the ground. And now Herrera sitting down on the dirt by the batter's circle. Pitch in on the hands, and he pounded it right into his front foot.
Yeah, pitcher's dream right there, yeah. Sam. You throw your cutter, you execute it perfectly. The guy swings at it inside off the plate, and he fouls right off as his front shin.
Just above the protection he's wearing on that front shin.
Sorry about it, not sorry about it.
These guys can wear all the protection they want. Seems like it often finds the spots that are unprotected. 1-2 on Herrera. And the pitch from Darvish. Misses away. 2-2.
The other nice break is got your runner still on first base. Thomas got a good jump on that pitch.
Thomas, short lead, being held on by Arise. Darvish takes a look at him, and now time called at home plate by Herrera. Padres 2, Diamondbacks 2. 2 outs. Thomas on first, bottom half of the second. Very hot outside here in Phoenix. Game time temperature well above 100, but nice and cool here inside. Thomas runs, throw to first base. They got him picked off. The throw to second is in time. They got him. So Yu Darvish picks off Alec Thomas, and that's the inning. No runs on 1 hit, nobody left. And what was a promising inning to
take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something. These people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put
any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns before the first pitch. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Probate and taxes. As a mom, I know how important it is to safeguard your legacy and make sure your wealth ends up where it belongs, with the people you love. At Manila Law Group, we've helped hundreds of San Diego families do exactly that. Let's get started on yours. Visit us at ManilaLawGroup.com. That's MINELLA.
We go to the top of the third, a 2-2 game. Luis Arraez, Manny Machado, Jackson Merrill due up for the Padres against Diamondbacks right-hander Ryan Nelson. Arraez flew out to left his first time, and he waits on the first pitch. Taking a called strike, 0-1.
Statue take that time after swinging at the first fastball in his previous plate appearance. We see that every now and then out of Luis, don't we? The little statue take?
Yeah, all the time. Arraez waits on the 0-1. Swinging a line drive, foul. Down the left field line, and now Arraez behind 0-2. Luis, who had a 16-game hitting streak snap last night, he did draw a walk to extend his on-base streak to 17 games. His batting average in those 17 games up from 279 to 296. So continues to flirt with 300. 0-2. Swinging a drive into right. Carroll going back, but he's camped under it now, and he makes the catch.
Fans, every game this year will be answering questions from you, our listeners. If you have a question for us, go to 973thefan, sd.com/question. You can send one in, and guess what? Sam and I might answer it right here on the air, so go ahead, send it in. That's 973thefan, sd.com/question.
Here comes the lumber, brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. One out, nobody on for Manny Machado. 2-2 game, top three. Nelson out of the wind and the pitch. Taken low and away by Manny, ball 1. Machado walked his first time. We'll see what kind of questions we get tonight. And I don't feel bad saying this because we had our question from an unnamed participant yesterday.
Yeah, they didn't want to claim responsibility for a really pretty good question.
1-0. Swing and a miss, 1-1. See, it's funny you say that. It was a good question. But we could get a little bit more, how do I say it? A little fun, creative, like something about the pool in right center. I don't know.
Wow, now you're getting pretty asky, Sam. Jeez.
1-1. Swinging a ground ball to first base. Locklear picks it up, runs it over to the bag himself in time. Quickly, 2 down for Ryan Nelson, a 2-2 game here on the top of the third. I don't know, I'm just thinking something out of the box.
Look, I'm grateful that Unnamed from Chula Vista took the time to send us an email, send us a question.
I got to be more appreciative.
Yeah,
You're
we
right.
got to talk about different stadiums around baseball, talk about this Chase Field venue, and
You're right. You're right.
Let's be grateful, Sam.
First pitch to Jackson Merrill is in the dirt, ball 1. I joked about dating advice yesterday. I guess we could go that direction.
It's very entertaining at the very least.
Could talk about food. I don't know. 1-0 on Merrill. And the pitch from Nelson. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Merrill grounded out his first time. Outfield playing Jackson. Step the other way. Thomas, center fielder, well towards left center. And the 1-1 is up and in. 2 balls and a strike. So Nelson, who had a scoreless first inning and gave up 3 extra base hits to begin the second as the Padres tied it at 2. 2 up, 2 down here in the third, trying to make it a quick inning. 2-1, a ground ball, base hit into right. And Jackson Merrill's got his first hit of the night. 2-out single, and that'll bring up Xander Bogaerts, who hit a long one to left for a solo home run his last time.
You know, a good idea right there by Ryan Nelson. He comes with a hard fastball in off the plate, moves Jackson Merrill's feet, which I love. We don't see enough of that in Major League Baseball anymore, a pitcher moving batters' feet. So he tries to come back with a changeup, and it's kind of down, but not away enough. It gets a little bit too much in the middle of the plate, and Jackson does a great job of staying on it, ripping it in right.
Here's Xander Bogaerts' first pitch. Is a called strike 0-1. Xander his 8th home run of the season. His home run in the second inning made it 2-1. Later in the inning, Jake Cronenworth RBI double made it 2-2. Merrill a short lead off first base. Locklear holds him on. Let's see if Jackson tries to run. And the 0-1. Swinging a foul right at home plate, and now Bogaerts behind 0-2. Talked about it a bit yesterday. Xander Bogaerts, if you go back to June 19th, the span of 39 games, hitting .336 in that span, 15 extra base hits, including now 5 home runs. 0-2 is fouled away, third base side. Do it again at 0-2 on Xander.
Yeah, it's been so fun to watch Xander swing the bat over the last almost 2 months now. He's really one of the guys that you want up there with runners in scoring position. You know he's going to get a good plate appearance, hitting the ball hard. That's the Xander Bogaerts we've been anticipating.
0-2 in there, strike 3. Was it? Four-seamer at 97. Might have missed, but Sean Barber, home plate umpire, says it was good enough for strike 3. In the inning, no runs on 1 hit and 1 left on, middle of 3.
Sweeney backpedaling, and he can't make the play. And there goes the no-hitter. It's rolling. Does it go fair? Yes, it does. That's a fair ball.
Oh, she's giving it to him. They're up 6-1 in the 8th. She's giving it to him and making him like it.
Doing the pop-up dance, and he dropped it. You don't see that very often.
Abrams is going to think about going to third. The throw too high there. Abrams dives back in. Tag applied this time by Riley. What just happened?
A lot of fans and collectors will look at the T206 set as the more famous of the sets that were produced in the early part of the 20th century. And certainly they would carry more financial value. But when you talk to collectors, some will tell you that these T205s are actually more physically attractive. They're maybe the most physically attractive cards produced prior to World War II.
That's why she uses U.S. Bank Smartly Checking and Savings, which does exactly that, helping her track her spending and grow her money.
About the mental work.
Together we'll achieve more than any of us could alone. That's the power of Jess, and this is the power of us. Visit usbank.com today to get started. Member FDIC, copyright 2025 U.S. Bank.
Padres 2, Diamondbacks 2 as we begin the bottom half of the third. First pitch to Jose Herrera. Pounded into the ground foul, first base side. That 2-2 score brought to you by Trust and Will. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Padres losing last night 6-2. Jose Herrera was at the plate when Alec Thomas got picked off first base. Back in the second, 0-1. And a breaking ball grounded over to first, backhanded by Arise. He flips to a covering Darvish in time. 3-1 put out, 1 up, 1 down here in the third.
You know, if I'm you, Darvish, right now, I'm totally relieved. Why? Because I never liked facing a guy to end an inning after a pickoff or something, Sam, after I'd thrown him 5 or 6 pitches, and he's the first guy I got to face in the next inning. I feel like I've already shown him all my tricks. Nice pitch, though. Good off-speed pitch. Gets Thomas or Herrera to roll over for the first out.
Brings up Corbin Carroll. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 game, bottom 3. Darvish now 36 pitches in. He kicks, and the first offering to Carroll popped up. Third base side, Iglesias moving behind the bag. A couple of feet onto the outfield grass, and he puts it away for out number 2. Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to you by the grilling store at Hillcrest Ace Hardware, the official grilling store of the Padres Radio Network. For all your grilling needs, visit them on University Avenue or at thegrillingstoresd.com. On the Boston Red Sox, after tonight's win, they've won 7 in a row. They've moved into second place in the AL East. 2.5 games behind Toronto.
That qualifies.
Yes, very hot, the Red Sox. They're 22-7 since July 1st. First pitch to Ketel Marte. Here's a called strike 0-1. Who's not? The Cardinals. All-star second baseman Brendan Donovan. His last 8 games, 2 for 30. Yikes. Not a good stretch for Donovan.
No, but I'm going to Vegas right now and putting money on him turning things around. You know
He's
why?
a good player.
Well, not only that, but once Dave Marcus gets a hold of somebody that's not, he becomes hot.
He's got the magic touch.
Oh, he does.
0-1 to Marte, grounded foul, first base side, 0-2. Marte grounded out his first time. Darvish now 1 strike away from his first perfect inning of the evening. 0-2. Misses away and not by much. A little bit outside. Good take from Marte.
Good sell job by Elias Diaz. He was trying to get Sean Barber to give in on that one as he was heading over towards the dugout. But Barber said, no, a little outside.
1-2. And a breaking ball. Missed away and up again. 2-2. Marte, as we know, very dangerous hitter. 21 home runs coming in. Batting .291 on the year, ranked second among second basemen in the big leagues. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Second K for Yu Darvish tonight and his first 1-2-3 inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. End of 3. Padres 2, Diamondbacks 2 on the
Get yourself ready.
Yes, there are hugs, and then there's that.
Now, what is that? What is the purpose of that?
It's an anemometer. It measures wind speed.
So that's good. Yeah,
but it looks like a fidget spinner.
Meanwhile, on the Cove, it just looks like too much fun.
It was so routine, he took his eye off.
You got to come up with this play. You got to. You're right there. You had 2 hands. He looked it in. Oh.
In just minutes. It's simple, affordable, and gives your family the protection they deserve. And the peace of mind for you, that's a home run. Start your plan today at trustandwill.com and use code BASEBALL for 20% off and free document delivery. That's trustandwill.com, code BASEBALL.
Top of the 4th inning is brought to you by Genesis Home Improvement, San Diego's trusted painting, roofing, and window company. Here's Scan.
Thanks, Sam. The Trust and Will score is 2-2 as we head into the 4th inning. Ramon Laureano will lead things off for the Padres against Ryan Nelson. The first pitch to Laureano misses upstairs. Ball 1. Laureano tripled back in the 2nd inning. He was right in the middle of the Padres rally. Manny Machado started it off with a home run to get the inning going. Then it was a Laureano triple that set up the Padres' 2nd run. He was driven in by Jake Cronenworth on a double. Next pitch misses outside. Count now 2-0. Laureano hitting .291 on the season, 16 home runs, 48 RBIs. And entered the ballgame hitting .313 for the Padres. Has had a hit in each of his last 3 starts. Next pitch, in there for a strike. Count now 2-1. Talked a lot about Ryan Nelson and what he has done differently since getting into the starting rotation out of the bullpen. And 2 things, one a mental adjustment, the other one a physical adjustment. As the right-hander winds and deals, a 2-1, popped up the right side, but it's going to reach the stands out of play. The mental adjustment was his realizing that he did not have to mull, ponder, grind, worry about the last outing that he had. He had a habit of doing that, whether it was good or bad, spending way too much time about reflecting on the last outing instead of getting focused on his next trip to the mound. So that was the mental adjustment that he made to help get himself into such a good mode recently. 2-2 to Laureano. Inside. Count now full. And the other one was a slight adjustment in terms of his repertoire and his fastball release point. 3-2 pitch to Laureano, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Went with the fastballs upstairs at 95 miles an hour. Laureano down on strikes to start things off for the Padres here in the 4th.
Well, there's no question Ryan Nelson has always had the stuff. He had it coming out of college, out of the University of Oregon, was originally a 2-way player there, a shortstop. His pitching prowess really what stood out, became a full-time pitcher, and the rest is history. But you're right, Scans, he's developed quite a bit this season in particular.
There's Jake Cronenworth, as I mentioned, doubled previously to drive in a run. First pitch swinging, rips it foul. Past Dave Macias in the first base coaching box. Tim Leeper over in the third base side, as always. And the adjustment, Sam, that he made on the physical side was raised his arm slot just a little bit. And so he's getting just a little bit more rise out of that fastball, about 3 inches of perceived rise, which is, I should say, 3 inches more than average. Breaking ball, swung on and missed. That's the curveball. I haven't seen very many of those tonight. And Jake swings over the top of it. He's now behind in the count 0-2. But excellent spin efficiency, 99% on the spin efficiency, which allows that ball to appear to be rising. As I mentioned, about 3 inches more of a perceived rise on that fastball than the average Major League fastball. And you put those 2 things together along with a little bit of a realization that he doesn't have to worry about going east and west quite as much. He's much more north and south, and all those changes really paying off. The 0-2 swung on, fouled off to the left side, out of play. And the count remains 0-2 to Jake Cronenworth. Little thing, Sam. He stopped throwing the cutter quite as much. Didn't throw the changeups quite as much. More fastballs and curveballs, and it's been paying off. Again, the 0-2 pitch. This one misses outside, 1-2.
Now, one of the things I find so amazing, even at this level, these slight adjustments that players can make that can make all the difference in the world. It even goes down to the minor leagues, where a guy makes just a slight adjustment. It can be the difference between being a lifetime minor leaguer and a major leaguer.
1-2 pitch, misses down low. No question about it. And that's really the separators at this level. I mean, you're weeding out a lot of guys to even get drafted, let alone go to A-ball, AA. By the time you get to the big leagues, it's such a small margin of error that can make the difference, as you said. The 2-2. That one misses inside, and after being down 0-2, Jake has worked the count now full.
And it can always just be the right coach at the right time, right teammate at the right time that says something, makes an adjustment. It can make all the difference in the world.
The 3-2 pitch. Ground ball left side, base hit just inside the chalk. Second hit of the night for Jake Cronenworth. A 1-out single here in the 4th inning. Third baseman Alexander was playing well off the third base line, and Jake just shot it right past him.
Well, Jake taking a page out of Luis Arraez's playbook with the third baseman pulled way over off the bag. Just shoots it right through that big hole between Alexander and the foul line. A 1-out single.
Fans tickets are on sale now for the WWE Survivor Series at Petco Park. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind WWE event coming to San Diego on Saturday, November 29th. Secure your tickets at Padres.com/WWE. Jose Iglesias now steps into the right-hand batter's box. He grounded out back in the second, but was an important ground out. A ground ball to the right side, perfectly executed to try to set up another run for the Padres. Unfortunately, that run didn't score, but the effort was there. 1-0 pitch, runner goes, swung on and missed, and Jake is caught in a pickle. He's backing up now over to the first baseman who's going to tag him, and Jake is retired for the second out. Looked like a busted hit and run possibly, as Iglesias was not able to put the ball in play, and Jake was out by a good 20 feet. All he could do at that point was try to get himself into a pickle.
And Jake immediately looked back towards home plate, and once he saw that Iglesias didn't swing, he put on the brakes. Yeah, you're right, Scans. I wonder if that was a busted hit and run.
Well, you understand why Mike Schilt would do that. You've got a player at the plate that's really a master at handling the bat, and we saw him execute the perfect ground ball to the right side earlier. So the right combination, unfortunately, not a good result. 2 down now, and a 1-1 pitch to Iglesias. That misses outside, 2-1. Nobody on, 2 outs. Top of the 4th inning, 2-2 tie. 2-1 offering. Missing outside with the fastball at 94. 3-1 now to Jose Iglesias, who's getting the start today for Manny Machado. Jose's done a really nice job of filling in all over the infield anytime Mike Schilt wants to give one of his starters a little time off of his legs. 3-1, misses down low, ball 4. Second free pass issued tonight by Ryan Nelson. A 2-out walk to Jose Iglesias. That's going to elicit a trip to the mound by the pitching coach, Brian Kaplan. Not liking what he saw after allowing a single to Jake Cronenworth, and now a 2-out walk issued to Jose Iglesias. And Kaplan's going to go out and have a little chat with Ryan Nelson. And this visit to the mound is brought to you by The Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindowdepot.com. Brian Kaplan having more than just a cursory conversation out there with Ryan Nelson. And now finally, home plate umpire Sean Barber went out there and broke up the rock pile. Kaplan slowly making his way back over to the Diamondbacks dugout on the third base side. And Elias Diaz will step into the right-hand batter's box. Struck out in his first plate appearance back in the second inning. Elias had not played over the last 4 days as Freddie Fermin joined the ball club. Mike Schilt wanting to get Fermin into action and assimilated with his pitching staff. But Diaz gets the start tonight. Fouled off to the right side. Out of play. 0-1. And no reason to break up a great combination of Yu Darvish and Elias Diaz, right, Sam?
Absolutely not. And Elias has been good with the bat as of late. We talked about it earlier. 11 RBIs in his last 33 at-bats entering tonight. So even more reason to get Elias in there. A 1 pitch misses upstairs. And that's going to be the balancing act, I think, for Mike Schilt, right? We've got guys like Gavin Sheets and Elias Diaz who have been getting consistent playing time most of the season, but with some new faces on the bench. He wants to get them into the action as well and try to make everybody feel a part of things and try to get this group to gel as quickly as possible, but not have guys sit around too long. 1-1 taken for a strike, 1-2. I think it's a really good point. Obviously, the moves at the deadline made the Padres a better team, but it does come with adjustments to a lot of the guys you already have and a team that is sitting in a playoff spot even before those moves. So I'm sure for Mike Schilt and that clubhouse, it's a bit of a balancing act.
1-2 to Diaz, misses upstairs, 2-2. Runner on first base, 2 outs, top of the 4th inning of a 2-2 tie. Diamondbacks got on the board first with 2 in the bottom of the first. Padres responded with 2 of their own in the second. And that's where we stand. 2-2 the count to Elias Diaz. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got it. Went with the fastball at 96 miles an hour. Diaz down on strikes for the second time tonight. That's 5 strikeouts on the evening for Ryan Nelson. The Padres get a hit. They strand.
What is it that kind of got you hooked as a foodie, so to speak?
My dad was really into food when I was a kid. He traveled for work and he would go to places all over Europe and stuff. He was in sales and I feel like he would come home and try and cook the things he ate overseas. And so as a kid, I was exposed to a lot of like stuff that kids aren't usually exposed to. And so I credit my dad for that.
And we'll show you why we're different. Bada Fulkerson Law Group.
Got termites? Eliminate Termite inspects, treats, and repairs termite damage, all with a full structural warranty. Our orange oil treatment is safe for people, pets, and the planet. No tent, no move out. Protect your home naturally. Schedule a free inspection at EliminateTermite.com. That's EliminateTermite.com.
And the bottom of the fourth is brought to you by EcoWater SoCal, keeping it soft and celebrating 100 years of water perfection. Visit EcoWaterSoCal.com. Your water should be perfect. We have a 2-2 tie as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. Geraldo Perdomo will lead things off for the Diamondbacks. It'll be the 3-4-5 batters. Perdomo followed by Gurriel and Locklear to face Yu Darvish. Perdomo walked in his first plate appearance. The first pitch he sees in this at-bat is taken outside, ball one. Sam, you mentioned it the other day, maybe a little bit under the radar, Perdomo, and the job that he does at shortstop for the Diamondbacks. 1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner that time, even ups the count now at 1-1. And when he first came on board, a very energetic guy, and sort of rubbed people the wrong way in some ways. I mean, Mookie Betts, there's a great story of him actually going up to Torey Lovullo and saying, hey, can you tell him to shut up? He's just talking way too much on the field. He's chatting everybody up. And he kind of said it in a joking way, but that's the kind of personality that Perdomo is. 1-1 pitch is in there for a strike. Good sinker by Yu Darvish. Count now 1-2. But, you know, Torey Lovullo really felt like he needed to work with Perdomo to get him to stay focused and be a leader on the infield. 1-2 pitch misses outside, 2-2. And sometimes those interactions cannot be as smooth as you would want them to be, Sam.
And now if you ask people around the Diamondbacks, there's no doubt that Perdomo has really grown into a leader of this club, and especially now with some of the guys that have been traded away.
2-2 pitch, missing outside. Count now full. But Torey Lovullo stuck with him, and he said the tough love early has really turned Perdomo into that leader, where he's now talking to some of the other players about positioning on the infield and holding them accountable for different things. The 3-2 pitch, swung on, fly ball, left field, could be trouble. Laureano racing over, makes the catch, and he drops it. Looked like he had it as he was going to his knees, but it dropped out of his glove, and it's going to be a double for Perdomo. At first glance, it looked like it hit Laureano right in the glove as he was going down to his knees to make the catch, and then all of a sudden it just seemed to squirt out of the pocket. We'll try to take another look at it and see if that's what happened, and that's indeed what happened, Sam.
Yeah, it was not an easy play by any means. He had to go a long way, slid, and it hit him right in the mid towards the webbing of that glove, and he could not make the catch. He got there. He had a good slide. Glove in the right spot, couldn't hold on.
So instead of what would have been a very, very nice play to record the first out here in the fourth inning, instead it's a double for Perdomo. He's the go-ahead run at this point, standing on second base with nobody out, and Lourdes Gurriel standing into the box. Gurriel already having a good night. He had a 2-run home run back in the first inning. That was on a hanging sweeper. Let's see what Yu Darvish attacks him with in this plate appearance. First pitch, sinker at 94 miles an hour, misses down low. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., of course, the brother of Yuli Gurriel, former Padre, who was briefly with the club last year. 1-0 to Gurriel, way outside. It gets off the glove of Diaz, and Perdomo is going to advance to third base. He rounds third and realizes that's as far as he's going to go, but all of a sudden the go-ahead run 90 feet away on what I think they're going to call a pass ball as it hit Diaz in the glove. They're going to call it a wild pitch. I mean, it was definitely way outside. Diaz got some webbing on it, but not enough to keep it from getting by him.
Yeah, you could even see it in the body language from Yu Darvish. Even before it hit the mid of Diaz, rolled away, you could see Darvish was unhappy with where the pitch was.
Padres are bringing the corners in. Xander Bogaerts playing a little bit deeper at shortstop. trying to cut the run down. The next pitch, check swing way inside. They're going to peel over to first base. Yes, he did. James Hoy says that he went around. 2-1 now to the right-hand hitting designated hitter.
Well, this is now the same situation Darvish dealt with in the second. Runner on third, nobody out. Darvish got out of that jam in the second. See if he can do it again here in the fourth.
Did a nice job of rolling up some ground balls in that situation. Got Blaze Alexander to ground out. Alec Thomas also was able to ground out. See if he can do that magic once again. 2-1 offering, fly ball right side, foul. It's going to reach the stands. Count now even at 2-2. I mentioned that Gurriel's brother Yuli, a former Padre, they are the only brothers in Major League history to both hit 2 home runs on the same day in the big leagues. Gurriel has one so far tonight. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, chop foul. Little emergency stay alive hack on a pitch inside. And the count remains 2-2. 2-2 tie, bottom of the fourth inning. Runner on third base, nobody out. Game 2 of a 3-game set. Padres dropped game 1 last night, 6-2. Trying to even it up. 2-2 pitch. Hot shot past the third baseman, foul. So Gurriel fouling off some tough pitches by you, Darvish, to stay alive and keep this battle going. Outfield playing straight away and deep. As I mentioned, the infield in at the corners, halfway up the middle. Shaded slightly to pull with the right-hand batter. Darvish out of the stretch position. The right-hander's 2-2 offering, swung on, fouled again, up into the stands. A big slow curveball that time that Gurriel was out in front of, but able to keep the hands back, Sam, just enough to flip at it and stay alive.
Well, Darvish is giving Gurriel the kitchen sink here. Sinker, slider, splitter, curve. Gurriel fouling off pitch after pitch.
Again, the 2-2. Hot shot, but it's going to be foul. Third base side. As Sam mentioned, Darvish trying to do everything he can. He's used every weapon to try to put Gurriel away. Already has a home run tonight on a sweeper. And another 2-2 offering. Strike 3 call at the knees. Good slider. Outside corner. Gets Gurriel looking, one away.
Well, you wondered what you would go to. After all those different pitches, he goes to that slider, just scrapes the bottom part of the zone. Gurriel looked like he didn't like it, but certainly looked like it clipped that very bottom part of the strike zone.
Big out for you, Darvish. And he is going to try to pull off the same magic that Sam talked about back in the second inning, where he gave up a leadoff triple to Jake McCarthy and was able to strand him. Almost still at third base, one down, and the batter is Tyler Locklear. Padres have the infield all the way in on the grass now. The runner going on contact. First pitch to Locklear. Breaking ball misses outside. Locklear started off the season in AAA in Tacoma. Was not having a good start to the season. Not on anybody's radar at that point. The 1-0 pitch to him misses way outside. Nice save by Diaz to keep that one from going to the backstop. And then one day he went into the batting cage, did Locklear. He spent 3 hours in there with the batting coach, and they just worked on some things, tried this, tried that, eventually realized, oh, if I bring my hands a little bit closer to my body and lower them just a little bit, I feel like I've got better command, and all of a sudden that just turned his season around. The 2-0. That one misses outside, 3-0 now.
And to your point, with the trade of Josh Naylor, Locklear back at first base today. Real opportunity for him to show that he could be Arizona's first baseman in the future at the home run last night.
That adjustment he made in the batting cage is really what got him here to Arizona, because up to that point no one was looking, but all of a sudden the scouts realized, hey, maybe there's something there. The 3-0 to him. That one misses outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Locklear will put runners on first and second now. And left-hand hitting Jake McCarthy coming to the plate. As I just mentioned, it tripled in his previous at-bat. So runners on first and third, one out. Elias Diaz is going to go out and have a little chat with you, Darvish. And Ruben Niebla is going to go out and talk with the right-hander as well. This visit to the mound is brought to you by the Window Depot, offering the best prices and biggest inventory on in-stock vinyl windows and interior and exterior doors. Order online or find a location near you at thewindow.depot.com. And while we've got time, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Jake Cronenworth. Padres play here on San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey sports station.
Ruben Niebla having one of his masterful chats with Yu Darvish, and now home plate umpire Sean Barber's going to head out there as well. You know what's interesting, Sam? I've noticed more with Ruben Niebla than almost any other pitching coach. When the umpires get out there, instead of breaking up the rock pile, they stop and listen. And this is no exception. Sean Barber's doing the same thing. He's trying to learn something here from Ruben.
Yeah, Sean Barber looking very intently towards the conversation. Ruben's a smart pitching mind I'd want to listen to.
Oh, I think he uses his Jedi Force on some of these umpires because he gets an extra 10 seconds out there talking to his pitchers. Well, the discussion is over. Ruben's heading back over to the Padres dugout on the first base side. And the situation is 1st and 3rd with 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning of a 2-2 tie. And the left-hand hitting Jake McCarthy digging into the batter's box, who tripled earlier in the ballgame. First pitch to McCarthy, swung on, chop foul. Over towards the on-deck circle on the 3rd base side. Good splitter by Yu Darvish. That's been a good pitch for him today. He's gotten several outs on it, and this time he starts off McCarthy with one.
The corners playing in here. Cronenworth and Bogarts at 2nd and short. About midway, trying to keep alive the double play possibility. Worth noting, McCarthy can really run. Tough guy to double up.
Yeah, the infield very shaded as well. Xander almost standing on 2nd base. 0-1 pitch. This is outside, 1-1. Adrian Morejon heating up now in the Padres bullpen. Pitch number 64 about to be delivered by Yu Darvish. Much different outing than his last one, where he was surgical with everything. It's been much more of a battle for Yu Darvish tonight. 1-1 to McCarthy. Taken for a strike, top part of the zone, well located on the inside corner at 94, and Darvish now ahead 1-2. McCarthy hitting 156 on the season. He's been up and down this year. Just not been able to get himself back on track. 1-2 pitch, misses outside. In fact, he was sent down after going 3 for his first 41 of the season, and Torey Lavola had to call him in, and Torey said afterwards it was one of the hardest discussions he's had with a big leaguer in terms of having to tell him that he's got to go back down to AAA. McCarthy did. He put up good big numbers, came back up here, but has, again, not been able to get it on track. 2-2 pitch inside, gets past Diaz all the way to the backstop, and Perdomo is going to score. Second wild pitch of the inning for Yu Darvish. And the Diamondbacks now have a 3-2 lead. Locklear standing on 2nd base now, and we've seen Yu Darvish really fighting at times throughout this outing. That's not the first really extreme miss that we've seen tonight, Sam.
Well, it's been an unfortunate inning for you. Remember, Perdomo only reached on the double because Laureano couldn't quite reel in that line drive to left.
3-2 to McCarthy, swing and a miss, got him. So Yu Darvish gets the second out of the inning, both via the strikeout. And had he not had the wild pitch, it could be a situation right now where he'd have a chance to work out of another runner on 3rd base with nobody out situation. But the wild pitches have really cost him this inning to get Perdomo over to 3rd and then crossing the plate for the go-ahead run.
Yeah, again, you look at the inning, that ball to Laureano, wild pitch, a run comes in.
2 down, Blaze Alexander now at the plate. First pitch to Alexander, check swing, fouled off to the right side. Alexander 0 for 1, grounded out back in the 2nd inning. One for 3 in yesterday's ball game with a double, a walk, and a run scored. Darvish looks at 2nd. Now he delivers on the 0-1 offering. Big swing and a miss. Way out in front of the sweeper. 0-2 now to Alexander. Alec Thomas awaits on deck. He is a left-hand batter. You have to wonder if this might not be the last batter for the evening for you, Darvish. Next pitch misses down low. Count now 1-2 with Adrian Morejon hot and ready to go in the Padres bullpen in case Mike Schilt needs to call on him. 3-2 Diamondbacks lead here in the bottom of the fourth. 2 down, runner on second base. 1 run in. Yu Darvish trying to minimize the damage. 1-2 pitch, chopper at the plate, but it's foul.
And worth noting, only relievers Padres had to use last night, Wandy Peralta and Yuki Matsui. Padres also have an off day on Thursday, so you would imagine the next night, tonight and tomorrow, they can be pretty liberal with how they use that pen.
Release the hounds, right?
Yeah.
Part of the reason that bullpen is as fresh as it is because J.B. Sears was able to go 5 yesterday. A 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call on the inside corner. Alexander down on strike. So Yu Darvish strikes out the side, but he allows a run on a leadoff double. A little bit of a possible misplay out in left field to set things up. A couple of wild pitches. And all.
I'm Jonathan Mayo, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
$9 a pound. Fresh local halibut fillets, $7.99 a pound. Organic celery, $1 each. And Culture Pop Probiotic Soda, 4 for $5. Huge savings all week. Shop Fraser Farms Market in La Mesa, Oceanside, and Vista. Fraser Farms Market. A better way to shop for a better way to live.
We head to the top of the 5th inning. Padres trail the Diamondbacks 3-2. It'll be Fernando Tatis Jr. leading things off for the Padres against Ryan Nelson. The first pitch that Fernando sees misses inside, ball 1. Fernando 0 for 2 so far tonight. He struck out back in the first inning and flew out to left field in the second. Pitch number 77 about to be delivered by Nelson. 1-0 to Fernando. Swung on, fly ball right side, but it's slicing foul into the stands. And the count now will be even 1-1 to Fernando, who's really been swinging the hot bat for over a month now. You go back to July 1st, hitting .285. And Sam, you brought up the point yesterday of just sort of a different approach out of Fernando recently in terms of his patience at the plate. And I looked at that .285 batting average, but the other number surprised me even more. The 1-1 has popped up straight behind home plate, a little bit to our right. Count now, Fernando now down in the count 1-2. But the number that really surprised me was his on-base percentage since July 1st, which is .420. And it really parlays perfectly with your commentary about his added patience in terms of getting on base. 1-2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Evens it up now at 2-2.
He's already got 64 walks this season, more than he had when he played 141 games in 2023, 130 games in 2021, already a career high. Another number that supports that.
2-2 pitch, swung on, popped up foul right above us. Fernando staying alive, trying to catch up to that fastball upstairs at 96 miles an hour.
And if you heard my pregame conversation with Fernando today, you heard him allude to it. He wants more homers, he wants a little bit more power, but you would imagine this kind of approach can help him in the long run.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him, went to the slider. Fernando swings over the top of it, 1 away here in the 5th. 6 strikeouts on the night now for Ryan Nelson. 1 down, and that'll bring up Luis Arraez.
The Padres return home this weekend for a 3-game series against the Boston Red Sox Friday through Sunday. Don't miss this cross-country clash at America's #1 ballpark. Visit Padres.com/tickets.
Luis Arraez 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of flyouts. First pitch taking down the middle for a strike, 0-1. Luis had a 16-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. That 16-game streak was a career high for Luis. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball right back to Nelson. He reaches up and snares it. He'll run over to first base halfway, underhanded over to Locklear for the second out. 2 down here in the 5th. Fans, the top of the 5th is brought to you by Cask and Coast Premium California Bourbon. Winners of 5 gold medals harvested in the heartland, crafted in California. enjoyed everywhere. Visit them at caskandcoast.com. 2 down, nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Padres trailing 3-2. Manny Machado digging into the right-hand batter's box. Manny 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. First pitch swinging, fouls it off to the right side, out of play. You know what it means when Manny comes up? It means here comes the lumber. It's brought to you by Dixie Line Lumber and Home Centers. Fix it, build it, enjoy it. Nelson delivers the 0-1. Again, popped up foul right behind home plate. Manny trying to catch up to that 96-mile-an-hour heater at the top of the zone, just a little bit underneath it, Sam.
Yeah, that was up on the letters. Manny got a piece of it, fouled it away. You said it earlier, Nelson, when he's going right, he'll live upstairs with that fastball.
0-2 pitch, swung on line drive, base hit into left field. Manny caught up to that one. It was a slider at 86 miles an hour. Not fooled by it. An 0-2 two-out single for Manny. Keeps the inning alive for Jackson Merrill.
Well, after he beat him with the fastball, Manny laid on it. Nelson, as you said, going to the off-speed, and Manny ready for it. Sped up his bat a little bit and serves it into left.
Jackson 1 for 2 today, grounded out in the first inning, had a single through the right side in the third. Single was on a pretty nice pitch, a changeup down and away. Looks at a fastball right down the middle for strike 1. And it's one of the things that's always impressed me about Jackson Merrill, Sam, is his ability to stay balanced. You almost never see him swinging way out in front of an off-speed pitch, no matter how slow it is. 0-1. Fly ball, well hit to right field. Going back for it is Carroll. He's at the warning track. He's at the wall. Makes the catch just shy of the wall for the final out. Jackson Merrill gives it a ride, but comes up a couple of feet short for the final out. No runs, a hit, 1 runner left. At the end of 4.5, Diamondbacks.
So without further ado, snap on your time goggles and prepare to zoom 1,000 years into the future. The D-backs are still the D-backs, though now they're represented by a robotic techno-snake, and the Cubs have embraced their future amongst the stars, now being represented by Ursa Major. Minneapolis was the first to establish relations with our extraterrestrial friends. The Rays are the cosmic rays flying through space in their devil ray-shaped spacecraft.
Step up to the plate for you. With cutting-edge care and compassionate support, Palomar Health is here to help you win in health. Palomar Health. Champions of healthcare, champions for you. Visit palomarhealth.org to find a doctor.
Head to the bottom of the 5th inning. Padres trailing the Diamondbacks by a score of 3-2. Adrian on for Mike Schild into the ballgame in replace of Yu Darvish. He will face the 8-9-1 batters for the Diamondbacks. Alec Thomas will lead things off. First pitch swinging. Ground ball to the right side. Backhanded nicely by Luis Arraez. Race to the bag, and Luis wins it for the first out. It was a high chopper, and Arraez did a nice job of backhanding it in a little bit of an awkward place on the short hop, and then realizing that he was in a foot race with Thomas coming out of the left-hand batter's box with some speed, and Luis had to hustle it up to get there in time. One away.
Who's on deck for the Padres in the 6th inning? Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. It'll be Bogarts, Laureano, and Cronenworth. 5-6-7 for the Padres in the top half of the 6th inning.
One down here is the catcher, Jose Herrera, 0 for 1 tonight. Grounded out back in the 3rd inning. First pitch he sees from Morejon, taken for a strike. Good fastball. 99 miles an hour out of the hand of Adrian Morejon, who has been outstanding all season long. Comes in with a 2.17 earned run average, on for the 54th time this year for Mike Schill. Coming off a rough outing, though. Very unusual Morejon outing. The 0-1 to Herrera misses way outside, even up at 1-1. He was brought into the ballgame in kind of a lopsided score against St. Louis. It was a 7-0 lead for the Padres at that point. He came on in the 9th inning in what some would describe sort of as a mop-up situation. Unfortunately, things did not go well. 1-1. Taken for a strike, 1-2 now.
It was one of those situations where you almost wondered if coming in such a lopsided game, it just was not the right vibe for Morejon, who's been so good. He was so off in that game. It was just so unlike him. You wonder if that was just it.
1-2 pitch, ground ball to the right side, past our eyes into right field for a single. Perfectly placed by Herrera between Luis Arraez and the first base chalk line. Arraez was playing off the line. One out single for Herrera will set the stage for Corbin Carroll. Justin will score is 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Runner on first base, 1 out. And Sam, I agree with you 100%. When I saw Adrian coming into the ball game, I thought to myself, the very first thing I thought was, oh wow, this is an unusual situation for him to be coming into. And indeed, he did not record an out, allowed 4 hits, 3 runs, crossed the plate before it was all said and done. First pitch to Corbin Carroll, taken for a strike. Carroll 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop-out.
Now, this is a good litmus test for him. Much closer game early in the game, but still kind of spot Adrian's accustomed to. See if he can hop right back on the horse.
I'm not too worried about Adrian Morejon.
Me neither.
Next pitch, chopper on the plate, but it's going to be foul, and Adrian quickly ahead, 0-2.
So much as a pitcher, as a person, his maturity. He's talked about all those things, his preparation, and the results have showed in a big way in what's been a fantastic year.
0-2 pitch to Carroll, misses outside. It's been a combination of things, Sam, and you just mentioned a litany of the things that he had to do to sort of grow up and develop, and the Padres really did a nice job as well of putting him in the bullpen and at first bring him into situations where he could find success in non-stress situations. And he continued to flourish in those opportunities. The 1-2 pitch popped up left side. Iglesias giving chase. It's heading towards foul territory. Long way to go. Iglesias is not going to get there. Little too far as he was playing at the shortstop position. The Padre infield on the left-handed full shift. That would have been an incredible play. But you know what? We've come to expect that out of Jose Iglesias, haven't we?
He's made so many nice plays, including plays like that in foul territory. The left field foul line, but that one looped a little bit too far for Jose.
Count remains 1-2. Herrera with a small lead off first base, very small. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. Fastball by him at 98 miles an hour, 2 down. First strikeout of the night for Morejon. 2 down, that'll bring up Ketel Marte. So he closed the book on Yu Darvish. Yu goes 4 innings tonight. That was 3 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned. Walked a pair, struck out 5 along the way. Runner on first, 2 down, bottom of the 5th inning. The first pitch to Marte. Taken outside for a ball. Marte hitting from the right side now against the left-hand throwing Morejon. After his first 2 plate appearances from the left side against Yu Darvish, he was 0 for 2 in those 2 contests. Ground out and a strikeout. Big swing, foul tip held on by Diaz. Evens up the count out 1-1.
one of those outings for you where you feel like it could have been worse. Got out of the jam in the second, only gave up one run and a big jam in the fourth inning.
1-1 pitch. Chopper, third base side, but it's foul. Over towards the third base coach, Sean Larkin. Yeah, and it was sort of the antithesis of his last outing, Sam, in terms of he was so surgically accurate with everything in that last outing, and this outing clearly was not feeling the same. And he looked good for the first couple of batters, then all of a sudden he started literally throwing balls behind batters at times, and just seemed to struggle to find that pinpoint control. 1-2 fouled off into the screen. A little emergency hack by Marte to stay alive. And there were moments where he found it. To your point, there were runners in scoring position multiple times, and he was able to bear down and make pitches that he needed to, like the leadoff triple that he gave up to McCarthy in the second inning. He was able to pitch over that, but just never really found that consistent rhythm, it didn't seem like. 1-2 pitch, ground ball, third base side, foul again. Marte putting together a nice little at-bat here against Adrian Morejon to stay alive. The count remains 1-2. Herrera, the runner at first base. He's single. 2 down, bottom of the fifth inning. Padres trailing 3-2. Game 2 of a 3-game set. The Padres dropped the opener 6-2 last night. And tomorrow will be Nestor Cortes making his Padre debut. Going up against the right-hander Anthony Desclafani. Again, the 1-2 pitch. Fly ball to center field. Jackson Merrill coming in. He's got a beat on it, and he'll make the catch for the final out. No runs, a hit, a runner stranded at the end of 5. Diamondbacks 3, Padres 2 on the Padres Radio Network.
Tired of having to carry...
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher? I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so that she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Wow. It's like an Academy Award came to life. How long do you think that took to get ready?
You know, it's really not fun facing a guy with that kind of stuff, I'll just tell you that.
Presented without comment.
It's a raft, it's got an outboard motor, it's got a little barbecue, and it's got a hot tub.
Look at that.
I mean, come on.
American ingenuity.
That is living. What else can go wrong here?
Where are the Angels in the outfield? They're everywhere.
Shuttermart, manufactured and installed in just 3 to 5 weeks. Get 35% off during Shuttermart's baseball season sale. Windows, French doors, and sliders. Experience the Shuttermart difference at buyshuttermart.com.
Catch the Padres at home or on the go. Fans in market can watch Padres.tv, presented by UC San Diego Health, and stream games all season long for $19.99 a month or $54.99 for the year. Visit Padres.tv for details.
Bob Scanlon and Sam Levitt filling in for Jesse Agler and Tony Gwynn for this series. We head to the 6th inning. Padres trailing the Diamondbacks 3-2. Xander Bogaerts will lead things off for the Padres. He had a solo home run back in the 2nd inning, struck out in his next plate appearance against Ryan Nelson. Nelson's first pitch to Xander is taken for a strike. Cutter at 90 miles an hour. We've talked a lot about Xander and how well he's been doing over the last month and a half. Nelson's 0-1 offering to him. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Evens up the count now at 1-1. And Sam, you'd mentioned the batting average, 336 since that June 19th date that we like to use, the day that he had the 4 hits against the Dodgers and really sort of launched himself. But I was looking at his batting average. That night it was 227. He is up to 267 now. 1-1 pitch in the dirt, 2-1. And if you're a batter, to see your batting average go up that much, That is so heartening. I mean, it's like as a pitcher when you're walking into the middle of the season and your ERA is about 5.5, and you're thinking to yourself, what do I need to do to get this even to be respectable? 2-1 to Xander. Just a little bit outside. Count now 3-1.
I can only imagine you're sitting there in mid-June. You see a batting average not anywhere close to where you want it to be, and you're like, how am I going to do this exactly?
It is so hard. That is the mental challenge in so many ways. 3-1 pitch, check swing, roller to the right side, and it's going to be foul. At first it was fair right on the chalk, and fortunately the spin took it foul. Otherwise Xander would have been an easy out. Count's going to be full now, 3-2. And that's the challenge, Sam. As a player, you start thinking to yourself, okay, what do I need to do to get my numbers down? And that is the worst thing that you can possibly do, because now you're focusing on, okay, if I hit 700 over the next month, if I pitch 5 shutouts in a row, and that's not where your focus should be. You're thinking about big picture stuff instead of the small things of what do I need to do to be successful right here, right now. 3-2 pitches, swung on a miss, strike 3. Xander goes down on strikes for the second time this evening. 7 strikeout for Ryan Nelson, 1 down here in the 6th. And that'll pick up Ramon Laureano. Today's question of the day is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. If you have a question about your health, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. The question comes in from Illy in Melbourne, Australia. Illy, thanks so much for listening to us all the way over there in Australia. First pitch to Laureano, big swing, and it's fouled off the mask of Jose Herrera. And he's not moving really well right now. Home plate umpire Sean Barber is going to do the professional courtesy and walk the ball out to Ryan Nelson, slowly hand it to him. I'm sure saying to Nelson as he hands the ball over, hey, I'm going to give your boy a second here to try to regroup. And now Barber is slowly taking his time and cleaning home plate. He's done with that. He looks up at Herrera and says, are you okay? And Herrera nods, yes, he is. Barber now gives him a little pat on the back, and we're going to resume. So nice little professional courtesy there. After Herrera took one right off the mask. 0-1 the count now to Laureano. Pitch, check swing upstairs. Did he hold up? Yes, he did. He evens it up now at 1-1. So Ilya in Melbourne, Australia wants to know, hey guys, Bob, can you talk about the arm angle and how it affects different pitches? Is it a matter of the individual pitcher, or are there general tendencies in higher or lower arm slots? Good day from Australia. I love it. Great question. 1-1 pitch to Laureano, misses outside, 2-1. And how do you even begin to answer this? Because yes, there are certain tendencies in general, but definitely not any hard black and white absolutes in terms of arm angle and what's going to work for certain guys and how it's going to affect the pitch. 2-1 to Laureano, big swing, foul back into the screen, evens it up now at 2-2.
That's kind of the beauty of baseball, right? You've got guys like, say, Nick Pivetta, who comes very much over the top. You've got guys that are more three-quarter arm slot. You've got the Submariners, which is a totally different thing.
Well, you mentioned Nick Pivetta, and he was one of the examples I was going to use along with Ryan Nelson, who's out there tonight. The 2-2 pitch to Laureano, fouled back into the screen. He stays alive. And both Laureano and Nick Pivetta are examples of more high over-the-top guys. And what do they do very well? They throw good fastballs up in the zone with excellent backspin on them. They can create great rise on it. So that is certainly, in general, what you see out of guys that throw over the top. They've got good backspin on the ball. They get great efficiency. They get good rise, and they can live in the top part of the zone and get fastballs by guys. The 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. This is a slider out of the hand of Nelson. Back-to-back strikeouts start things off for the Padres, and Nelson here in the 6th. 2 down, and that'll bring up Jake Cronenworth.
Now, Nelson, really aside from that span of 3 batters in the second where he gave up 3 consecutive extra base hits, he's been really, really effective. Lots of swings and misses.
Yeah, and that's going to be the night, it looks like, as Torey Lovello is heading out to the mound, and Ryan Nelson's night is going to end on a good note. And he strikes out Xander Bogaerts and Ramon Laureano to start things off here in the 6th inning. He hands the ball off to his skipper, and Torey Lovello is going to the bullpen. When we come back, we'll let you know who's coming in.
gonna go check out Food Truck Row. So, what did you guys get today?
Philly cheesesteaks.
Both of you got the same thing. Are they that good?
Oh, yeah.
Got a hot dog and some fries.
Just kind of basic ballpark.
Chicken bacon sandwich.
Philly
cheesesteak.
Okay.
And some
crinkle cut fries.
Okay, where are you guys from?
We're from Dallas.
Dallas. That's what's fun about baseball. It brings different regions together, not just the ball and glove and bat, but what we're eating.
And repairs to any parts of your home affected by termite damage. Schedule a free inspection at eliminatetermite.com or call 619-334-0051.
Well, from one Nelson to another, Kyle Nelson replaces Ryan Nelson here in the 6th inning.
Nobody on, 2 outs. Jake Cronenworth at the plate. The first pitch to Jake Cronenworth is a breaking ball that misses way outside. Over to the right-hand batter's box, ball 1. This pitching change is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. The 1-0 to Jake, again missing outside with a slider. Kyle Nelson on for the second time this season, but both of the previous appearances were against the Oakland Athletics, so his third time being called out of the pen for Torey Laveau. But nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. Padres trailing 3-2. Next pitch again misses outside, and it's a fastball that time at 90 miles an hour. And you've seen everything that Nelson is going to feature. Slider, 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 and the occasional fastball. 3-0 to Jake. This is way outside, ball 4. Not really even close on any of those offerings. A 2-out free pass issued to Jake Cronenworth to keep the inning alive for the Padres here in the 6th. That'll bring up Jose Iglesias. And just to finish our conversation, so that the arm over the top is generally for 4-seam fastballs and north-south approach. But not always, and an example of that would be Sean Manaea, who recently lowered his arm slot even lower and allowed him to get underneath the ball, so to speak, and still pitches up in the zone with almost an upward tilt because his arm slot is so low. So no absolutes in terms of how you can pitch up in the zone. First pitch to Iglesias misses for a ball. 5 consecutive balls now thrown by Kyle Nelson since coming into this ballgame.
Goes back to our conversation about small adjustments, right? See what Manaea did last year after making that adjustment. It really changed, in some ways, the trajectory of his career, where it was going.
Yep. Now, in general, though, Illy, in Australia, the lower arm slot is going to allow you to pitch east and west a little bit more. 1-0 way inside, almost hits Iglesias, gets past Herrera, and now Jake Cronenworth is going to easily get himself over to second base. So all of a sudden, the tying run on second base, and Kyle Nelson has not come close with any of his 6 offerings. And Brian Kaplan, the pitching coach for the Diamondbacks, is going to quickly go out there and see if he can get Nelson on track.
And if anything, this can just be a moment for Nelson to breathe as Kaplan goes out to have a word with him. 6 straight pitches out of the strike zone, as you said. And to begin this outing, and have your Jose Iglesias, you can kind of gear up. You're waiting for something over the plate. You know, Nelson cannot find the command right now at all.
So Kyle Nelson on in relief of Ryan Nelson, and there was no relation between the two. Brian Kaplan done with his quick conversation. And we'll resume play with a 2-0 count to Jose with Iglesias. Jake Cronenworth standing on second base. Padres trailing 3-2 here in the top of the 6th. 2 down, next pitch missing inside, 3-0. No action yet down in the Diamondbacks bullpen, but I'm sure that's going to change here any moment. Elias Diaz awaits on deck. The 3-0 pitch in the first right. Sort of a Bronx cheer from the fans here in Arizona. Sarcastically cheering on Kyle Nelson for throwing his first pitch since coming into the ballgame. Iglesias 0 for 1, grounded out and walked. 3-1 pitch, way inside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks have put runners on first and second for the Padres. 2 down, Elias Diaz was heading to the plate, but it looks like it's going to be a pinch hitter, as Ryan O'Hearn is now standing in the Padres on-deck circle, and quickly, it's going to be Freddie Fermin who is coming on. And pinch hit for Elias Diaz. So while he's getting ready and Herrera's having a chat on the mound, we'll finish up today's question with Illy in Melbourne, Australia. So hopefully that's a little bit helpful in that there's no absolutes, but generally guys that throw over the top are going to be more four-seam fastball, curveball, north-south type guys in general. But not always. And the guys with the lower arm slots are probably going to try to work a little bit more east and west with sinkers and cutters and those types of pitches. But the beautiful thing, as Sam said, there's no absolutes in baseball. It's what works best for you, what works out of your hand with your mechanics and your body type, and that's why guys are constantly experimenting different things. Illy from Melbourne, thanks for the question and thanks for joining us. From down under, good day. First pitch to Freddie Fermin. This is inside. And Kyle Nelson continues to have control problems coming in relief here in the 6th inning. Jake Cronenworth standing on second base. Jose Iglesias on first. 2 down. And the 1-0 pitch to the pinch hitter, Freddie Fermin, is taken inside. Ball 2. And the fans are starting to get a little impatient, understandably. Nelson has thrown only 1 strike since coming into the ballgame. His other 10 pitches have not really been close. The 2-0. Inside, ball 3. Action down in the Diamondbacks bullpen. They have a right-hander heating up in a hurry.
Yeah, Fernando Tatis Jr. waiting on deck. And I am sure the Diamondbacks bullpen is cranking right now as quickly as they can.
The 3-0 in their first strike. Pitch, fly ball right side, but it's slicing towards the stands, and it's going to land over near the Padres dugout on the right side. And the count will now be full 3-2. So back-to-back strikes thrown by Nelson. That's a step in the right direction for him.
Also, Mike Schilt showing a lot of confidence here in Freddie Fermin, right-handed hitter, pinch hitting for another right-handed hitter.
Inside move by Nelson, thinking that the runners who will be going might be going a little bit prematurely, but nothing happening. Jake Cronenworth picks up on it. And we'll try it again. The runners will be going on the pitch. There they go, the pitch. High, ball 4. 3 consecutive walks issued by Kyle Nelson loads the bases for the Padres here with 2 down. And now the question only is how long will Torey Lovullo need to wait to be sure that his right-hander who's heating up in the bullpen is ready. And he's going to send Herrera slowly to go talk on the mound. And Torey Lovullo is actually talking to the home plate umpire now about something. And this could be a stall tactic. I don't know what Torey Lovullo is asking about right here, but he's giving his pitcher in the bullpen a little bit more time. And now that discussion seems to be over. Torey is heading to the mound. And he indeed signals to the bullpen. That's going to be it for Kyle Nelson, who, boy, talk about throwing some gasoline on the fire. He comes in and walks all 3 batters that he faces with 2 outs.
Wow. It's like an Academy Award came to life. How long do you think that took to get ready?
You know, it's really not fun facing a guy with that kind of stuff, I'll just tell you that.
Presented without comment.
It's a raft. It's got an outboard motor. It's got a little barbecue, and it's got a hot tub.
Look at that.
I mean, come on.
American ingenuity.
That is living.
What else can go wrong here?
Where are the Angels in the outfield? They're everywhere.
My team who care about every detail, because this isn't just business for us, it's personal.
At Miramar Kitchen and Bath, we believe your experience matters. That's why our experience matters.
Miramar Kitchen and Bath.
Contractor's license 657333.
Right-hander Andrew Hoffman comes on for Arizona. He was great yesterday in a sticky situation. Bases loaded for Fernando.
2 down, Padres trailing 3-2 here in the 6th. Fernando Tatis Jr. at the plate facing the aforementioned right-hander Andrew Hoffman. Hoffman's first offering to Fernando way inside, almost gets him. Fernando drops the bat, then spins out of the way, ball 1. This pitching change is brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor-covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. Cronenworth on third, Iglesias on second, Fermin on first base. All reach via the free pass with 2 outs here in the 6th. The 1-0 to Fernando. Misses down low, 2-0. As Sam mentioned, Hoffman came into the ballgame yesterday, did a fantastic job. He pitched an inning and a third in his Diamondbacks debut after coming over from the Royals in a trade that sent Randy Grichuk over to Kansas City. Hoffman appeared in 3 ballgames for the Royals. Did a great job for Torey Lovullo last night. Lovullo hoping for more of the same. 2-0 to Fernando. High and tight, 3-0. Hoffman now 1 pitch away from walking in the tying run. And this has been the Achilles heel of the Diamondbacks all season long. A bullpen that just cannot get the job done. 3-0 pitch to Fernando, taken for a strike. Another sarcastic cheer by the crowd here at Chase Field, as the strikes have been few and far between since bullpen took over for Ryan Nelson, who started this ballgame. 3-1 to Fernando. Check swing, high, ball 4. Tie ball game as Jake Cronenworth crosses the plate on 4 consecutive walks issued by the Diamondbacks bullpen, with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Manager's nightmare. 3-3 tie, and Luis Arise now coming to the plate. Arise 0 for 3, and now timeout is called, and it's a delay of game by the pitcher, Hoffman. And things just continue to get worse and spiral out of control for the Diamondbacks bullpen. The inning started with a 3-2 lead for the Diamondbacks. Ryan Nelson struck out the first 2 batters that he faced. Torey Lovullo went to his bullpen, and it's been 4 consecutive walks, and now a 1-0 count to Luis Arise. Next pitch misses outside. 2-0. And now the pressure is really on the young man, Andrew Hoffman, who came over, as we mentioned, in one of the trades at the trade deadline. And only his 2nd outing for the Diamondbacks. Things went great for him in his 1st outing last night. Things not so smooth tonight. 2-0. Taken for a strike. They mentioned Luis Ariza's 16-game hitting streak was broken up yesterday. He was 0 for 3 yesterday, 0 for 3 so far tonight, so to say that he is due is an understatement. Two-1 to Luis. Line drive to left field, pretty well hit, but racing back is the left fielder McCarthy, and he'll make the catch for the final out. But the Padres do get a run thanks to 4 consecutive walks issued by the Diamondbacks.
You prefer to stick with the well-oiled dynamics of the team, Virgo, instead of inciting any changes that could throw everyone into chaos. But if you've been yearning to take on extra responsibilities, it's time to be brave and unabashedly ask for what you want. The team will be happy to support your growth into the next phase of your career.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this. Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Let's see what D-Rose. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
I feel like food and sharing a meal with someone is a universal language. You can't go to a ballpark and not have a nice hot dog. So if I'm at the ballpark, I'm gonna get a nice heavy glizzy. You gotta have chili on there, you gotta have cheese. If your hot dog isn't bending in the middle because it's like about to fall apart, then you're not doing it right. So you gotta have a glizzy and then something cold, whatever it is, beer, lemonade. You gotta have something cold to wash that hot dog down with.
SDHondaDealers.com or search your local Honda dealer today.
Hey, it's Ben from Ben & Woods here for SDFatLoss.com. Want to lose up to a pound of fat per day safely with no drugs, no injections, and no exercise? Go to SDFatLoss.com now to book your free consultation. It works twice as fast as injections at a fraction of the cost. SDFatLoss.com.
3-3 tie as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. And a pitching change for the Padres. It's going to be Jason Adam coming on for Mike Schilt. The Trust and Will score is 3-3 as Geraldo Perdomo digs into the left-hand batter's box against Jason Adam. He shows bunt. He pulls back and takes for a ball, 1-0. Jason Adam on for the 54th time this season, posting a microscopic 1.86 earned run average. And kind of an unusual situation. The next pitch is taken for a strike, evens the count up at 1-1. An unusual, which actually may not be very unusual moving forward, to see Jason Adam here in the sixth inning. Now, in his last outing against the Cardinals, he also entered the ball game in the sixth inning. 1-1 pitch misses way inside, 2-1. And I only pointed out, Sam, because prior to the St. Louis outing, Jason Adam had only come in before the seventh inning one time all season. And we've talked a lot about the four horsemen. Of course, now with Mason Miller on board, this bullpen has gotten even deeper. 2-1, hot shot first base side, but it's foul. Count now even to 2-2 to Geraldo Perdomo, who's 1 for 2 today, walked and scored in the first inning, doubled in the fourth. That is the depth of this bullpen now, where you can bring in pieces like Jason Adam in the sixth inning. Talk about shortening a ball game.
And you can mix and match whatever lane you want to go to, even if it's in the fifth, the sixth. They have a critical spot in the middle innings. Something a little bit out of the ordinary. The options for Mike Schilt now after that Mason Miller trade are endless.
2-2 to Perdomo, popped him up on the right side. Broken back, going back for his Jake Cronenworth. Xander going out. Xander's going to make the catch over the shoulder in shallow right center field, as the outfielders of Jackson Merrill and Fernando Tatis Jr. were also all converging in a no-man's land. But it was Xander who took charge and was able to make the nice over-the-shoulder catch for the first out here in the sixth.
Yeah, nice play by Xander. Had to go a long way into right center to track it down. Sort of in no man's land, as you alluded to, and Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop, going out there to make the play.
One down, that'll bring up Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who's 1 for 2 tonight, but that one was an important one, a 2-run home run back in the first inning. That was against Yu Darvish. First pitch swing, a little slow, line drive, one hopper to Xander. He fields it high, throw over the head of Luis Arraez, though, and Gurriel is going to be on board on the throwing error by Xander Bogaerts. And Xander is hunched over and tapping his glove in frustration. Now he stands up and heads over to shortstop and still upset with himself. In fact, he's looking up at the big board now to see what happened. Routine play to first base. He had all the time in the world and maybe just stood up a little bit and got underneath that one, Sam.
Yeah, his routine catch. You understand the frustration from Xander. Not only a really high throw, but Gurriel given second base as well.
Runner in scoring position now with one down. Tyler Locklear at the plate. Locklear 0 for 1 with the ground out and a walk. First pitch from Adam to Locklear. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not. Looked like he may have, but the first base umpire, James Hoy, said he did not. The Out-of-Town Scoreboard is brought to you by KMG Psychiatry, official mental health partner of the Padres Radio Network, offering TMS, that's transcranial magnetic stimulation, to help those military heroes if need. Lift the fog of depression is at kmgpsychiatry.com. 1-0 offering is in there for a strike. Evens it up now to 1-1 to Tyler Locklear. So what's going on in the rest of baseball? Well, the Padres started the day still 3 games behind the Dodgers in the NL West. The Dodgers lost last night to keep things at 3. 1-1 to Locklear. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-1. Dodgers at Dodger Stadium hosting the Cardinals. And they lead the Cardinals 5-2 in the top of the 6th. Meanwhile, at Wrigley Field, the Reds beat the Cubs 5-1. And at the moment, they're 2.5 games behind the Padres for that third NL wildcard spot. 2-1 to Locklear. Chopper over the head of the third base coach, Sean Larkin. Evens the count up now at 2-2. So the Padres eyeballing taking the NL West from the Dodgers. Also, have to remember they don't really have a whole lot of breathing room of the Reds, who are trying to sneak into the wild card position. Adams checks the runner at second base. Now the 2-2 pitch to Locklear. Popped up right side, heading towards foul territory. Heading over is Fernando, but it looks like he's going to run out of room, and he will, as the ball lands in the fourth row down the right field line. Count remains 2-2. In Atlanta, the Brewers won their 5th in a row. Beat the Braves 7-2. 44-16 in their last 60 ball games. Qualifies as hot, wouldn't you say, Sam?
Absolutely.
They've got the best record in Major League Baseball at 69-44. Again, the 2-2 offering at lock there. High and tight. Spins him around. The helmet flies off his head. He does a nice job of grabbing it, though, before it lands on the ground. And he's staring out now at Jason Adam a little bit. So a little message sent. The count now 3-2.
Chin music. Almost got the hairs of Locklear's chin.
Almost gave him a shave. 3-2 offering. Misses upstairs. Tried to go with the breaking ball, but it misses high. Ball 4. Runners at first and second now for the Diamondbacks with 1 down here in the 6th. Jake McCarthy now stepping up to the plate. National League East leading Philadelphia Phillies beat Baltimore 5-0. The Phillies lead the Mets now by 2.5 games. At Citi Field, the Mets lost to Cleveland 3-2. Meanwhile, over at Fenway, the Red Sox won their 7th in a row and beat the Royals 6-2. Ruben Niebla is going to go out and have a little chat with Jason Adam. Over at Nationals Park, the A's beat the Nats 16-7. Shea Langoliers hit 3 solo home runs and was 5 for 6 with 3 RBIs for the A's. Have a day.
That Brewers team is a lot of fun. Pat Murphy doing a real nice job in Milwaukee.
I got to hand it to the Brewers organization, Sam. They're in it every single year.
Yeah,
they're competitive.
no matter what.
And they do it in all different ways. One year they seem to have pitching, and they sort of hodgepodge it together with the offense. The next year they'll have some offense, and they hodgepodge it together with a rotation and a bullpen, whatever it takes. That was under Craig Counsell. Now Pat Murphy picking up and doing the same thing. Brewers legit. Meeting is over. Runners on first and second, 1 down. And the first pitch to the left-hand hitting Jake McCarthy. Is swung on and fouled at the plate off his toe. He's going to hop around a little bit to try to get some feeling back into that right foot. McCarthy 1 for 2 today, tripled back in the 2nd inning, but he was stranded. Yu Darvish did a nice job of working out of that jam. Darvish ended up going 4 innings tonight. Allowed 3 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. He was followed by Adrian Morejon. Pitched a solid inning, allowed 1 hit. Struck out 1 along the way, and now it's up to Jason Adam to keep this game tied 3-3 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Looks at the runner at second base. Now he delivers home. The pitch, 1 hopper to Xander. He's going to take it to second base for 1. Over to first base high. Tagged by Luis Arraez for the out. Great play by Luis Arraez, who's able to reach up, snag that one out of the air, and tag Jake McCarthy as he's going by. The inning double play will put an end to the threat on a great defensive play by Luis Arraez. And as we head to the 7th inning, Padres and Diamondbacks still tied at 3 on the Padres Radio Network.
Hey players, things are about to get real here in San Diego. Introducing the all-new Jamul Casino Resort with a 200.
I went to college at Northeastern University, and all my friends were Red Sox fans. And while in my 3 years there, I really grew to appreciate Red Sox Nation and everything that they bring to the table. And once I got my head wrapped around the trade, I was really, really excited. I think they have one of the most iconic logos, these 2 socks right here on the sleeve. I love keeping it simple, really fond of the font, and I think it's a really cool look.
Fraser Farms Market, a better way to shop for a better way to live.
The top of the 7th is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente for all that is you. We have a 3-3 tie as we head to the top of the 7th inning, and to take you the rest of the way, here's Sam.
All right, thanks, Scan. Right-hander Kendall Graveman comes on for Arizona. Manny Machado leads things off for the Padres, followed by Merrill and Bogarts. First pitch is taken outside, ball 1. This pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com. As Manny swings and sends it high in the air into left. Going back is McCarthy in the corner. He leaps and it drops in fair. McCarthy picks it up, throws it in, as Manny pulls into second. McCarthy leaping at the fence. And now the third base umpire, DJ Rayburn, I thought maybe signaling for home run. See if the Padres want to take a look at this. It was an awkward angle. McCarthy leaping at the fence in the corner. And McCarthy reached for it, missed it. I don't think it hit the foul pole. I think that's going to be a double for Manny Machado.
Yeah, I agree. It was a strange one because it was so high. I thought for sure it was going to have enough distance. I didn't know if it was going to stay fair, Sam, so I'm over here waving it fair like Carlton Fisk, and it turns out that it was fair enough. It just wasn't long enough. And a real strange play as McCarthy jumped for it. And it looked like it just barely got over the top of his glove, but inside the fence. And so I don't know how they're going to rule this, but from what I saw, I agree with you. It looks like it's probably going to be a double.
Yeah, it looks like it will be a double. Padres won't challenge. Didn't look like it hit anything above the dirt after McCarthy leapt.
No, it's just a weird jump by McCarthy who leaped and just didn't get there, even though he was shy of the fence and trying to make the catch. Padres will take it, though.
So a double for Manny. Go-ahead run on second base with nobody out. First pitch to Merrill in the dirt, ball one. Once again, the pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. Count 1-0 to Merrill, and the pitch. Swinging a looper foul, third base side out of play, 1-1. Merrill 1 for 3 tonight. So it was just a double for Manny. It was just a very sort of awkward fly ball into that awkward corner by the bullpen. And it just dropped in beyond McCarthy fair. 1-1. Up and in. Merrill tips out of the way. 2 balls and a strike.
It was so strange to me, too, Sam. It was so high. It seemed like there was plenty of time for McCarthy to get over there. It's not as though you're playing Manny in the gap normally. He's more, the left fielder usually plays on the pole.
2-1. Misses away. 3-1.
And yet still seemed to apparently not have time to get where he needed to go in a ballpark that he's familiar with.
Yeah. No doubt, if you're a left fielder or right fielder, you have to be very cognizant of those awkward angles in the corners. 3-1, misses away. Ball 4. So just like that, the Padres in business. Runners on first and second, nobody out.
Well, we're getting a good taste of the real Diamondbacks bullpen, Sam. We were a little, I think, disillusioned yesterday when we saw them come in and actually get the job done. But this is the bullpen that Torey Lovullo has to deal with all season long. A 4.86 earned run average coming into this season. 26th worst bullpen ERA in all of Major League Baseball. And they're showing why here in these last couple of innings.
Our trust and will score, Padres 3, Diamondbacks 3. Pitch to Xander Bogaerts. Misses in, ball 1. So much like Kyle Nelson, Andrew Hoffman, and now Kendall Graveman having trouble with command. Manny on second, Merrill on first. And now Graveman spins around, looks Manny back to second. Graveman on the year, 16 appearances, a 5.28 ERA. Began his career in Toronto, number of years in Oakland, stops in Seattle, Houston, the White Sox. 1-0. A called strike, 1-1. Outfield playing Bogaerts straight up. Righty on righty, Graveman kicks and deals. And the pitch nicks the outside corner, strike 2.
That's the best pitch he's thrown so far tonight. A good sinker that started off the plate and just came back and caught the outside corner.
Ramon Laureano waiting on deck. Bogaerts, the home run back in the second, his 8th of the year. 1-2 is low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Bogaerts. Xander digs back in. 2-2. Swinging a foul. Emergency hack from Bogaerts. Fouls it away right side. Do it again at 2-2.
Another good sinker by Graveman, and a nice job by Xander, as you mentioned, just a sort of emergency swing. Just stick the arms out to get a piece of that sinker before it caught the outside corner.
All sinkers so far. 2-2. And the pitch. Swing, little check swing, and he went. Sean Barber rings him up. A Another sinker from Graveman, so he had one pitch that he used against Bogart, strikes him out. Big K for out number 1.
Yeah, that was another quality pitch, and he just put that one about 2 inches further outside than the other one, and Xander tried to do that same thing as he did on the previous pitch, which just a little check swing, try to foul it off. You can't really put that ball in play effectively, but you want to foul it off to try to stay alive. Unfortunately, that one just a few inches further outside and misses the barrel.
Still runners on first and second, now 1 out. 3-3 game here in the 7th. First pitch to Laureano. Taken upstairs. Ball 1, didn't seem to miss by much.
Well, Graveman wanted it. He's still staring in at Sean Barber as though to say, where was that?
And that misses away. 2-0 on Laureano. Graveman, who missed all of 2024 after recovering from shoulder surgery, had a hip issue that kept him on the IL for part of this year. 2-0 on Laureano. And here it comes. This time, it's in for a strike, 2-1. Laureano with triple, run scored back in the second, 2 hits in the series opener last night. And a reminder, Laureano hits righties better than lefties. 2-1. Swinging a drive into right. This will touch down a base hit. Rolling to the fence. 1 run is in. Merrill racing for third. He gets the windmill. Here comes Merrill. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Laureano up to third. He slides in there safely. A 2-run extra base hit for Ramon Laureano. And the Padres jump in front. 5-3 here in the 7th inning. A double for Laureano.
Sam, you just got talking about it. He does a nice job against right-hand batters, and what does he do so well? He covers the outside part of the plate, and that's where Graveman was trying to go. He was living out there against Xander Bogaerts, tried to do the same thing to Laureano. Laureano said, you get too much of the plate, I'm going to make you pay. Doesn't try to pull it, goes opposite field with it. Great bat by Laureano.
And now a visit to the mound by Diamondbacks pitching coach Brian Kaplan. Let's quickly pause for station ID on the Padres radio network.
KWFN and KWFN HD1 San Diego.
This is Mike Schilt, manager of the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here on 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey sports station.
Padres leading 5-3 here in the 7th inning. Make sure to join the Padres for the inaugural Padres Pickleball Classic at Barnes Tennis Center September 6th and 7th, and Pickleball Day at Petco Park Saturday, September 13th. Your theme game package includes tournament registration, a themed Padres hat, and a ticket to the Rockies-Padres game at 5:40. Learn more at padres.com/pickleball. What a big hit for Ramon Laureano. A 2-run double. Goes to third on the throw. Puts the Padres ahead 5-3 here in the 7th inning. Brings up Jake Cronenworth. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Diamondbacks bring the infield in. Pitch is up and in, ball 1 to Cronenworth. How about Ramon Laureano? 2 hits in yesterday's series opener. 2 hits, 2 runs batted in here tonight. 1-1 is upstairs, 2-1. Had the home run on Sunday against St. Louis. A triple on Saturday against the Cardinals. He has been everything the Padres could have hoped for after the trade.
How satisfying is that for A.J. Preller right now? And so often we see guys bring in position players and it doesn't play out.
2-1, bounce foul, 2-2.
I've always thought that it's easier for a pitcher to transition during the trade deadline and come over and be effective versus a position player, because oftentimes they're putting a new lineup. They're seeing pitching that they haven't seen before if they're coming over from a different league, like Laureano is coming over from the AL. And yet he's just been excellent so far.
2-2 misses. Just out of the zone, 3-2 on Cronenworth. And now the Padres looking for more. 2 runs in here in the 7th. Payoff pitch on the way. And it's taken inside, ball 4.
Wow. The disaster continues for this Diamondbacks bullpen.
That is the 8th walk allowed by D-backs pitching tonight.
Third baseman, 5 free passes. Excuse me, 6 free passes alone by the bullpen just in the last inning and a half. And there's no more mound visits, Sam. They've used them all up. Torey Lovullo's going to head out there, and he's going to have to pull the pitcher out. But there's no more visits by Brian Kaplan tonight.
So no way to slow the game down unless Torey's coming out there to take his pitcher out of the game, and that's what he'll do right here. Lovullo goes out, and he'll take the baseball from Kendall Graveman. Padres have put 2 on the board here in the 7th inning. A 2-run double by Ramon Laureano gives the Padres a 5-3 lead. Top half of the 7th inning.
It's a 5-man umpiring crew here today in this young superstar.
And did their feet get tangled up? Yes, so Hoppy Tritt, they got their feet tangled up before the ball came down.
That goes helicoptering into the net. It's pumped on.
And that ball is off the ladder. It's actually off the ladder. You never see that.
A little tumble behind the mound, hat fell off. That was awesome. I mean, you just don't see that.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body? I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green. You are an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Use code HERO25 for 25% off your first order.
The 4th reliever for the night for Torey Lovullo is the 32-year-old right-hander John Curtis, coming on for the 12th time for Torey Lovullo, posting a 4.61 earned run average.
He'll face Jose Iglesias, 1 out, runners at the corners. Here in the top half of the 7th, Padres leading 5-3. First pitch is upstairs, ball 1. This pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. 1-0 on Iglesias, and the pitch is called strike. In this inning, the double by Machado, the walk to Merrill, strikeout from Bogarts, 2-run double for Laureano, the walk to Cronenworth. Throw to first, and Cronenworth diving back in safely. So between Nelson, Hoffman, and Graveman to this point, the 3 first 3 relievers out of the Diamondbacks pen, they've walked a grand total of 6 and 3 runs in. Not what you want. 1-1. Swing and a miss. So now Curtis trying to put out the fire, keep this a 2-run deficit. 1-2 on Iglesias. And Curtis deals. Swinging a looper towards right. Coming on Carroll, he'll get there, make the catch. Fires it in. Not deep enough for Laureano to try to score. 2 down here in the 7th inning. And the rally left up to Freddie Fermin.
Curtis has been around for a while. You talk about a journeyman. He was with Minnesota, Anaheim, Tampa Bay, Miami, Milwaukee, Mets, Colorado, and now Arizona. That's trying to check off every team, isn't it, Sam?
He's coast to coast. Southern Florida, Midwest, Minnesota. He's got it all covered. All parts of the U.S. So here's Fermin. Runners at the corners. 2 men down. Padres leading 5-3. The pitch. Swing to fly ball. Drifting foul right side. Lands in the seats. 0-1. Fermin pinch hit for Elias Diaz back in the 6th inning, walked. And now an RBI opportunity for a hitter the Padres have a lot of confidence in and what he can do offensively, Freddie Fermin. 0-1-2 Fermin. Swinging a ground ball towards the middle. Perdomo shuffles over behind the bag, flips the second in time, and that's the inning. But the damage done. In the inning, Padres score 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave a couple aboard. Middle of the 7th inning, it's the Padres 5 and the Diamondbacks 3 on the Padres Radio Network.
If your kids love baseball and softball as much as you do, give them a big league experience this summer. Our baseball and softball camps are designed for ages 6 to 12 with half-day, full-day, and full-week options. They'll sharpen their hitting, pitching, fielding, speed, and agility, all led by Frozen Ropes coaches. Using drills, live games, and tons of fun. Give your child a Frozen Ropes summer they'll never forget. Register for camps at SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com. That's SanDiegoFrozenRopes.com.
Creed. By overwhelming demand, the Summer of '99 tour returns. August 6th, North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. With very special guest, Tom Cruise. And Mammoth WVH. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Part of the Sequan Casino Resort Concert Series.
Escape to historic Tom Ham's Lighthouse on Harbor Island. Fresh seafood, vast selection of local craft beer, sweeping bay views. Dinner served 7 nights a week, and San Diego's most underrated happy hour with $1.50 oysters Monday through Friday. Reserve at TomHamsLighthouse.com.
Let's go!
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at VaxAssist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Band's Los Tucanes is back for a special post-game concert presented by Coca-Cola on Sunday, September 28th during Hispanic Heritage Weekend presented by Blue Shield of California. A theme game package. That's a reminder, you need a theme game package ticket. It's required for access to the concert after the Padres play the Diamondbacks at 12:10. Visit Padres.com/Tucanes.
5-3 Padres in front, bottom half of the 7th inning. Right-hander Jeremiah Estrada comes in. He'll face 7-8-9 in the D-backs lineup, Alexander Thomas and Herrera. Sam Levitt, Bob Scanlon with you from Phoenix. First pitch from Estrada. Swing and a miss. 0-1. So a good night so far for the Padres bullpen. Morahona scoreless inning. Adam a scoreless inning. That was in a tie game. And now the Padres in front 5-3. The pitch is in for a strike. 0-2 on Alexander. Ramon Laureano. A 2-run double in the top half of the 7th inning. And now the formula becomes kind of simple if you're Mike Schill. You've got Estrada, Miller, Suarez, all available. 0-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Estrada blew it by him. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, and the first strikeout of the night for Jeremiah.
Well, Blaze Alexander found himself in a bad situation. He's looking for a 99-mile-an-hour fastball on the hand of Estrada. What's the first pitch he gets? A slider. The next pitch he gets is a nasty split finger. So now he's down 0-2. Hasn't even seen the heat yet. When he finally does, no chance to catch up with it.
Brings up Alec Thomas. First pitch. Settles in a strike, 0-1. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Bulkhead Energy, built by heroes for heroes, the go-to energizer for military, first responders, and essential workers of all professions. Drink Bulkhead Energy. Fuel for heroes. Go to bulkheadenergy.com. 0-1. Swinging a ground ball to short. Bogarts. A belt-high hop. He steps and throws to first base. Little bit wild again. Luis Arraez stretches and digs it out. The Fentful 6-3 put out, but a 6-3 put out nonetheless. 2 down.
That's 3 consecutive throws now by Xander Bogaerts that have really not been on the money. One airmailed Luis Arraez. The second one would have gone over his head had Luis not made a great play to snare it and tag the runner going by. And now Xander, you can see it. He was not going to throw that one high. He ends up throwing it low.
Estrada, 5 pitches, 5 strikes, 2 outs. And here's Herrera, first pitch. This is away, ball 1.
You know what the good thing about all that is, though? With Luis Arraez over first base, he's got a smile on his face the whole time. So even though that throw is low, the first thing he's doing is he's looking at Xander and smiling and laughing. So what does Xander do? He smiles and laughs. It relaxes him right away.
1-0. This is up and in, 2-0.
And believe me, those little things make a difference, especially in the heat of battle. And especially if you've had a couple of plays that aren't quite as sharp as you'd normally like them to be. So instead of getting into your head, it's much better to have a smile on your face and to say, okay, let's relax. We're playing ball. Get back to who I am.
2-0. Here's a called strike, 2-1. Even after Arraez made that great play, the tag to complete that double play to end the bottom half of the 6th inning, Arraez sort of looked out at Xander as to say, I got you. That's the kind of teammate Luis Arraez is.
He's the best.
2-1 on Herrera and the pitch. Fastball in for a strike. 2-2.
There's not a day that goes by, Sam, that I don't smile thanks to Luis Arraez.
He's got a very upbeat, energetic personality. Just a joy to be around.
Heart and Hustle Award winner for the Padres, as mentioned earlier.
Pitch on the way. And a little flare down the left field side. This will land foul.
And I'm proud to say he got my vote. Voted upon by the Players Alumni Association. That was a no-brainer for me.
Now, when Luis got traded to the Padres last season, first thing you heard about him was this guy's got a great personality. You're going to love him. And that has certainly been the case. The pitch. Swinging a fly ball into center. Routine play for Jackson Merrill. He squeezes it for out number 3. A very quick and easy 1-2-3 frame for Jeremiah Estrada. We go to the 8th inning. Padres 5 and...
Interrumpimos este video para recordarte que puedes endulzar tu día con una dulcerapia de la lechera.
Biggest thing we're bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Legacy Box, so you can rest assured your priceless moments are in good hands.
Don't let your childhood fade away on old tapes. It's time to digitize those priceless moments.
Fast forward into the digital age. Visit legacybox.com/value and unlock 50% off your order. That's legacybox.com/value.
Padre fans are a pretty smart group, and they know what makes a great team. That's why they choose the friendly pros at Petco as the home team for their pets' food, vet care, grooming, and more. Petco, where the pets go.
Padres leading 5-3 as we go to the top of the 8th inning. Top of the order due up for San Diego. Tatis, Arraez, and Machado. Right-hander John Curtis, who finished the 7th inning, back on for the 8th out of the Arizona bullpen. First pitch is taken up high, a ball to Tatis. I don't think Curtis thought so.
How about taking down the middle for a ball? Wow.
1-0 en route. Swinging a liner into center. Thomas freezes, now comes in, and he makes the catch. One up and one down for Curtis here in the 8th inning. Padres jumping ahead. A 2-run double for Ramon Laureano in the top half of the 7th inning. Right now, that's the difference. One out, nobody on for Luis Ariz. Luis 0 for 4 tonight, 0 for 3 yesterday. Pitch. Called strike. Now, even with the elite Padres bullpen, I'm sure the Padres would love to get some more. 0-1. Swinging a foul ball, left side out of play. Nothing in 2 on a rise.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And as bad as the bullpen is for the Arizona Diamondbacks, even though they traded away Josh Naylor and Eugenio Suarez, this is not an offense that you want to take for granted. They still have a lot of pop. They have a lot of punch in that lineup, and especially here in this ballpark where the ball flies, absolutely you want to add on.
0-2 in the dirt. Ball and 2 strikes on a rise. Now Luis, who had a 16-game hitting streak coming into this series, still looking for his first hit of the series, the 1-2. Swinging a liner into left. McCarthy playing very shallow, moves to his right, and reaches down to put it away. 2 up and 2 down for Curtis here in the 8th inning. Nobody on base. Manny Machado coming up as the flame-throwing right-hander Mason Miller gets ready in the Padres pen.
Looking forward to seeing him again.
Oh, me too. He does things that nobody else can in this game. First pitch is low ball 1. 103 on the radar. Gunnies got it even higher than that in the past.
He has the record for the highest velo strikeout this year, doesn't he?
1-0 is swung on, hit foul, right side out of play. 1-1 on Manny.
North of 104 miles.
I think so, yeah. Good night for Manny. A walk, couple of hits, double and a run scored in the 7th inning. Curtis deals, and it's fouled away. 1-2. Outfield playing Manny straight up. Game 2 of this 3-game series here in Phoenix. The 1-2 is in the dirt, 2-2. A lot of brown and gold in the crowd. You look down at the lower seating bowl, you can see it. They've made noise when the Padres have done some good things throughout this series.
Padre fans, you travel well.
Oh, yeah. The pitch is tapped foul, third base side. Skips right by Tim Leeper, who now runs over to get it, picks it up, and he'll flip it to a fan.
I see more and more fans everywhere we go, Sam. So many people have been following this team. Love going to the other ballparks, turn it into family travel days. It's really great.
2-2. Upstairs, way upstairs. 3-2. Well, certainly coming to Phoenix, an easy trip. A lot of Padres fans live in Arizona, live in this Phoenix area. We always see them at spring training. It's a great opportunity to come see their team when they're here. 3-2. And a ground ball foul again, third base side.
It was cool in Miami. There was a fan that came out. He had a brown Padres jersey on, and on it was patches from every ballpark that he had seen the Padres play in. And he had at least a dozen patches on there. And his goal was to go see the Padres play in every single ballpark. And what a neat way to commemorate it with a patch of each logo of the teams that he had visited to see the Padres play.
3-2. Swinging a liner into left center. Thomas moving back. He'll get there, and he puts it away. A 1-2-3 inning. For John Curtis, no runs, no hits, nobody left. Middle of the 8th. Padres 5, Diamondbacks 3 on the Padres radio.
Well, this is the most famous jersey in baseball, right? The Yankee pinstripes, the interlocking NY, and the Midnight Navy. I was a Yankee fan growing up my whole life, die hard, and became a free agent after 7 years with the Rockies, and I wanted to be a Yankee so bad. Putting this jersey on for a headshot for the first time, it felt different than any other shirt I'd ever put on in my career.
And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Right-hander Mason Miller comes on for the Padres here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Padres leading 5-3. Miller will face the very top of the Arizona lineup, Carroll, Marte, and Perdomo. Wearing number 22, that brown top. The first pitch is lined into right. Tatis coming on. He'll get there, makes the catch. One pitch, one out for Mason Miller.
Wow, I don't know if I'm more surprised that Mason Miller threw a slider first pitch instead of a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, or that Corbin Carroll was looking for it and able to line it like that to Fernando. But either way, take the out.
This pitching change brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. Here's Ketel Marte, first pitch. Another off-speed pitch, 88 miles an hour, misses up, ball one. Well, Mason Miller had an interesting Padres debut. As the 1-0 comes in, swing and a miss. At 1-0-2, there it is. 1-1 on Marte. Miller pitched on Friday. That was against the Cardinals, so he hasn't pitched in a little bit. Gave up 2 singles, but then got a strikeout, induced a 5-4-3 double play, got out of the inning. Switch hitting Marte, batting left. 1-1. Off speed, nicks the outside corner, strike 2.
You know, it's interesting. Miller hasn't really pitched very much, Sam. He didn't pitch for 5 or 6 days before the trade deadline. Then we saw him in St. Louis, as you mentioned. So this is only a second outing in the last 11 days.
1-2. And again, goes with the off speed, misses away, 2-2. So interesting. A lot of off speed early on in this outing for Mason Miller.
Yeah. Or the A's had a chance to use him in a safe situation towards the trade deadline, and they didn't use him, obviously, to keep him healthy.
2-2 is swung on and missed by Marte.
I think that hit him, too.
Yeah,
it was a slider down and in. He swung over the top of it, and I think he missed it. And it also may have hit him in his shin guard and caromed off to the side. So that's a double injury to insult situation right there. Swing and a miss, strike 3. No, and he hit his back foot as well.
Yeah. So a swing and a miss, a strikeout. Another off-speed pitch from Miller for out number 2. Our trusted will score Padres 5 and the Diamondbacks 3. 2 outs, nobody on here in the 8th inning. Geraldo Perdomo digs in. Pitch from Miller. And this time a fastball at 1-0-2. Rides up and away, ball 1. A reminder to stay tuned for the Humboldt Casino Resort post-game show with me immediately following tonight's game. 1-0. And another heater, this time at 1-0-3. Misses a little bit upstairs. 2-0 on Perdomo.
They should have me reading this one, Sam. A reminder to stay tuned for the Humboldt Casino Resort post-game show immediately following the ball game with Sam Levitt.
Well, thank you. 2-0 is low and in. 3-0. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. certainly has home run power waiting on deck. Just the 2-run lead. Mason Miller trying to get this thing to the 9th inning with that lead still at 2. 3-0 to Perdomo. And that settles in a strike at 1-0-1.
Yeah, take a little bit off. Just get it in there for a strike. Take it back and dial it back a little bit to 1-0-1.
3-1 to Perdomo. And this time he misses a fastball at 1-0-2. Close to the zone, but not getting the call there from Sean Barber. So a 2-out walk issued by Mason Miller. 4th walk of the night for Padres pitching. Now the tying run will take in Lourdes Gurriel Jr.
Yeah, it looked like Sean Barber might be having a little bit of a difficult time keeping up with the Mason Miller heat. There were several pitches in that last plate appearance that were missed both ways.
So here is Gurriel, first pitch.
Oh, come on now.
Again, a ball. Man, these pitches look pretty good.
That's a strike
Miller just not getting calls right now from Sean Barber.
He's hearing it from the Padres dugout, as he should.
Sure he is. That was very good at 1-0-2. 1-0. And this is a strike off speed, 1-1. Now Miller, who has really a tremendous story. Well before he was a flame-throwing closer, he began his collegiate career at Division III Waynesburg. 1-1. Swinging a foul. First base side out of play, 1-2. And he's worked his way up to the major leagues, to a big-time trade at the deadline. Put together a terrific 2024 with the A's. And now trying to get the final strike here in the 8th inning. Perdomo leads off first. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Swinging a fly ball, right field, twisting foul. This will land in the seats, and we'll do it again at 1-2 to Gurriel. Gurriel, the 2-run home run back in the first inning. Miller comes set at the belt. Kicks in the pitch. Swinging a ground ball foul. Third base side. Again, Miller going to the off speed. I do wonder in situations like these how tempting it is for Mason Miller to just rear back and say, try to get it. One-two. Swing, and Gurriel just got a piece at 104.
Yeah, you just asked the question. There's your answer, Sam. And there's times where you do just rear back. I mean, the challenge is to stay within yourself. And when you throw as hard as Mason Miller does, it's not a question of can I rush it up there. It's can I command it? Can I stay within my mechanics? Can I make this still a competitive pitch and not just get outside myself? And he showed right there he can do it.
Another 1-2. Swinging a high fly ball left field. Looking up is Laureano. This one is gone. A 2-run home run for Lourdes Gurriel Jr., his second of the night. And the Diamondbacks have tied it here in the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's 5-5. Now Gurriel fouled off pitch after pitch, and he gets a big swing off Mason Miller.
Well, he got a good swing on the previous one at 104 miles an hour, and guess what? He got the exact same pitch, same velocity, same location, and Gurriel did not miss it this time. And he just knew it right away. He just flipped his bat, looked over at his dugout, said, oh yeah, I just caught up to 104 and tied this ball game.
Brings up Tyler Locklear. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1.
We were talking about whether the Padres wanted to add on, Sam. They sure did. And now they're going to have to if they want to win this game.
0-1. A check swing roller foul, first base side, 0-2. That fastball that Gurriel hit at 103.9 miles per hour, and he turned on it. He hit it 439 feet.
Well, he didn't have to provide much of that power.
0-2. Misses up, 1-2.
Kind of gets back to the topic of just wanting to rear back and fire. You can do that, but if you're not locating, most major league hitters don't care how hard you throw.
1-2 fouled away, and you look at where that pitch was. It was almost middle.
Yeah, it was identical to the previous one. That's how Gurriel catches up to that. And what's so interesting too, Sam, is 104. Hey, it's impressive, no question about it. With so many guys throwing as hard as they do, these guys are calibrated to catch up to heat now.
1-2, 102 mile per hour fastball, misses low and away. So Mason Miller, in his second appearance as a Padre, gives up a 2-run lead. The 2-run shot by Lourdes Gurriel Jr. The pitch, swing and a miss, strikes him out on 103 upstairs, but the damage is done. Diamondbacks score 2 on Lourdes Gurriel, 2-run game-tying home run. We go to the 9th inning, Padres 5 and the
play in Toronto, Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys. So when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You got to be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
This time can't get it, and neither could the fan. Boy, that's when you don't wear flip-flops.
Caminero strikes out, and the bat gets a 7.5 on the distance, but it's stuck to the landing.
That's poked and that hits the umpire. The ball is in play, and it's a base hit for Frazier.
Roberto Ortiz did what he could to try and get out of the way, couldn't.
Took the wrong direction. He just didn't know which way to go.
Or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Our Trustin will score as we go to the ninth inning. Padres 5 and the Diamondbacks 5. Sam Levitt, Bob Scanlon with you here in Phoenix. First pitch to Jackson Merrill from the left-hander. Andrew Saalfrank is wasted foul, strike one. Mason Miller giving up a two-run home run to Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in the bottom half of the eighth inning. And we are tied at 5 here in the ninth. Lefty on lefty, 0-1 is taking a called strike. 0-2. Well, the Padres thought they had things set up. The two-run double by Laureano in the seventh inning. All the big guys looming out of the pen. The 0-2 was swing and a miss, and Merrill down on 3 pitches. Strikeout number 10 for Arizona pitching tonight. This pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. 1 out, nobody on. Xander Bogaerts, who hit the home run back in the second, solo shot. First pitch is low, ball 1.
Sam, I'm going to take responsibility for the two-night home run night for Gurriel. It's my fault. I brought up that stat earlier that he and his brother Yuli are the only brothers in Major League history to each hit 2 home runs on the same day in the big leagues. And he had a 2-run home run again tonight.
A pair of 2-run home runs. One in the first inning, one in the eighth inning. One in the eighth, massive on a 104-mile-per-hour fastball for Mason Miller. Now Saalfrank has a pitch comm issue, so he'll get a new piece of hardware that's presumably downloaded with the correct software. Puts it in his cap, and now he's ready to go. Saalfrank, small sample size this year. 8 appearances, a 0.96 ERA.
He's done well. He's the exact opposite of what we just saw with Mason Miller. Miller, a big, tall, right-handed flamethrower. And Saalfrank, not small, but left-hander. Doesn't throw very hard, 90 miles an hour tops, curveball.
1-0 to Xander, settles in a strike. One is in the dirt. Good play by Xander. Works the count to 2-1. Well, Saalfrank gave up a run. That was on Sunday in Sacramento against the A's. Lone run he's given up. Robert Suarez getting warmed up in the Padres pen. Wandy Peralta also active down there. This has been a seesaw battle here tonight, to say the least. Diamondbacks at a 2-0 lead. Padres tied it at 2. D-backs led 3-2. Padres tied it at 3. They took a 5-3 lead. Arizona ties it at 5. 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. And we talked about it last night. Even with all the trades the Diamondbacks made at the deadline, moving Naylor, moving Suarez, moving Merrill Kelly, moving Randall Grichuk, Shelby Miller, This is still a talented ball club with a good manager. 3-1 is in the dirt, ball 4. So Padres will have the go-ahead run on base. 1 out walk to Xander Bogaerts.
Yeah, the Diamondbacks made a lot of moves, but as we talked about earlier, they didn't take out the heart and soul of this ball club. They still have all of their main pieces. They've got a lot of guys out here that have played in a World Series, Sam. So they still have their foundation in place. Yeah, they lost a couple of rental pieces in Naylor and Suarez, but not to be taken for granted.
Bogaerts runs, pitch a strike, throw to second, not in time. Stolen base, a big one for Xander. And he has been terrific in that category this season. Now 17 for 18 in stolen bases. And that's a huge one. Moves himself into scoring position, representing the tying run.
Yeah, timed it perfectly on the left-hander. First movement, good crossover step to get himself into scoring position.
0-1-2 Laureano. Swinging a ground ball, foul. Just wide of the third base bag. 0-2 on Laureano, who had that big 2-run double in the 7th inning to give the Padres a lead, and now he's trying to do it again. 0-2 the count. And Saul Frank spins around, looks Bogaerts back to second. As we said earlier, Laureano has just been splendid so far in a Padres uniform. Triple and a run scored tonight. The 2-run double, 2 hits last night, the home run Sunday. Trying to continue the Ramon Laureano show. 0-2. Swing, line drive on a hop to Alexander. Picks it up, throws to first and in time. What a play by Blaze Alexander at third base. Played it on the short hop, the only choice he had. Made the clean pick, a good strong throw to first base as Bogaerts crosses and moves up to third.
Outstanding play, reaction play. Hot shot to his left, and he's able to snare it almost behind himself. Checks the runner. Says, no, I just got to get the out at first base. Does the 360 spin and gets it over there in time. Nice play.
Inning left up to Jake Cronenworth. First pitch. Called strike, 0-1.
We talked about it earlier with the departure of Suarez and Josh Naylor. Opportunities for new guys to fill in those roles at the corner. Blaze Alexander's been getting his opportunity right now and making the most of it.
Bogaerts the go-ahead run on third base. 5-5 game 9th inning. 2 men away, the 0-1. Off speed, misses low and away. 1 ball and a strike. It's been a good night for Jake. Double, RBI in the 2nd, single in the 4th inning, walk and a run scored in the 6th inning, another walk in the 7th. He's been on all 4 times. 1-1. Swing, line drive towards right center. Carroll moving over. He reaches out and he pulls it in. Cronenworth hit it well, but Carroll had a good read on it, and that's the inning. No runs on, no hits, 1 left on. Middle of the night.
All right, so here is the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
Coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects. Ooh, how does it work? It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
Bottom half of the ninth inning here in Phoenix. Padres 5 and the D-backs 5. Left-hander Wandy Peralta comes on for the Padres. So the Diamondbacks tying it in the bottom half of the eighth inning on the Gurriel home run. Padres don't score in the top of the ninth inning, and here comes Wandy, who's been very, very good as of late. We have a pinch hitter for Jake McCarthy. It'll be Jorge Barosa, the right-handed hitter, pinch hitting for McCarthy. And now Wandy with one mission, trying to get this thing to extras.
Oh, Wandy's been outstanding, especially in his last 12 outings, Sam. He's allowed only one earned run for a 0.77 earned run average.
First pitch to Barosa is taken low, ball one.
And the other nice thing for Mike Shildt is, as we've talked about previously, Wandy Peralta is not a left-handed specialist per se. He's very effective against right-hand batters as well.
Wandy pitching 2 scoreless innings out of the bullpen yesterday. Only used 18 pitches. 1-0. Swinging a foul. Straight back out of play. 1-1 on Barosa. Plays Alexander waiting on deck. Alec Thomas, left-handed hitter, would be after him. Well, it's been a total seesaw battle here tonight. And now Wandy trying to keep it steady here in the ninth inning. 1-1. This is away. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one is a ball. And the last thing that Wandy Peralta wants to do is walk the leadoff man in Barosa. You mentioned how good Wandy has been as late. His overall numbers also very good. 3.12 ERA, now 51 appearances coming in. 3-1. Swing ground ball to third. Iglesias gobbles it up. Throw to first base and plenty of time, 1 down.
I mentioned earlier that he's been just effective against right-handers as left-handers, Sam. In fact, he's been better. The right-handers have been only .213 against him with a .295 on-base percentage versus the lefties that have hit .250. And a big reason for that is because of that changeup that he has, which is just so devastating. Now, he didn't get Barosa to swing at the changeups, but the changeups that he threw him allowed him to get that ground ball in the fastball.
First pitch to Alexander, wasted foul. Strike 1. Alexander, who hit his first home run of the season on Sunday in Sacramento. Digs back in a big spot here in the ninth inning. Padres 5, D-backs 5. 1 out, nobody on. Peralta comes set, the 0-1. Swing, line drive into left, the base hit. Laureano plays it back in, and now the Diamondbacks have the winning run on base with Alec Thomas, who's red hot coming up.
Interesting. They didn't throw any changeups to Blaze Alexander after throwing changeups to Barosa, and we just talked about what an effective pitch that is to right-handers. But back-to-back sliders, and Alexander able to catch it to the second line.
And this is a hitter in Alec Thomas that Wandy Peralta has to be very, very careful to. Came in 4 straight multi-hit games. He is hitless here tonight. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Thomas, 0-1. Blaze Alexander leading off first base, being held on by Arise. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Again, Thomas way out in front. 0-2. Alexander in his 26 games entering tonight. Only 2 stolen bases in 3 attempts. See if he tries to run. Short lead. As Wandy comes set, the 0-2. Hit him. Came up and in with a heater, and it got Thomas. Got him in what appeared to be, I think it was the back left forearm. Either way, that's going to move the winning run up to second base. Yeah, got him in that back forearm, the left arm. And here comes Mike Shildt. So Wandy Peralta faces 3 hitters. He puts 2 on. And Mike Schilt comes out, takes the ball from Wandy. And now it'll be Robert Suarez coming in with the winning run in scoring position. A 5-5 game here in the night.
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1956 with Billy Sorrell.
I was in AAA, and right before the game, they said, no, you gotta stop. You need to hurry up and go to Cincinnati. You're about to go play a game there. You got 45 minutes till the game starts. So I get in my car, and I start driving, and all I keep thinking about is, which jersey are they wearing that night? So when I get to the locker room, I see my jersey hung up, and love the white jerseys, just the stitching on it, the old school feel to it.
at eliminatetermite.com or call 619-334-0051.
Robert Suarez coming into the ball game for Mike Schilt. He's on for the 50th time this season, posting a 3.28 earned run average. He's been solid as always of late. 1 run allowed in his last 11 outings. In those 11 innings pitched, he's struck out 11. He hasn't walked a single batter, allowed only 6 hits, and not a safe situation, but the game's certainly on the line here, Sam.
And we have a pinch hitter for Jose Herrera. It'll be the left-handed hitting Adrian Del Castillo. A huge spot here for Robert Suarez. 5-5 game here in the 9th inning. Alexander on second base representing the winning run. Thomas on first base. Robert Suarez desperately trying to get this thing to the 10th inning. First pitch to Del Castillo is up and away, ball 1. So Wandy Peralta started the inning, got a ground out, then a single to Alexander, then hit Thomas to push that winning run into scoring position. 1-0 to Del Castillo. And it misses away. 2 balls, no strikes. Del Castillo in limited playing time this season in the big leagues. 8 for 36. Has 3 RBIs. Does not have a home run. 2-0 from Suarez. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on him, went off speed, and the count 2-1. Corbin Carroll looming in the on-deck circle to our left. Two-1. Swinging a high fly ball, not very deep at all. Fernando Tatis Jr. trots in, camps under it, makes the catch. Runners stay put, and a big out number 2 for Robert Suarez.
Huge out right there. Robert just going to the heat like he needs to. Gets the job done against Del Castillo. That was only Del Castillo's second pinch hit appearance of the season. Robert Suarez takes care of him. Now you're just 1 out away of getting out of this jam.
This pitching change was brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Valvoline is your 15-minute instant drive-through oil change. Visit SoCalOilChange.com for directions and discounts. That's SoCalOilChange.com. And Suarez comes in, gets out number 2. Now he needs the 3rd out. Here's Corbin Carroll. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1.
Yeah, this is no walk in the park right here. Corbin Carroll very good at getting to the fastball, very good at getting the fastball down and away as well. 12 home runs on heaters. Good matchup right here.
Winning run on second base, a 5-5 game, bottom half of the 9th inning. 0-1. Swinging a looper foul. Third base side out of play, 0-2. After Robert Suarez stands, what are you thinking here with Carroll?
You know, you just set up his bat right there with a 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Not that he got a great swing on it, but again, he's a good fastball hitter. You can throw him that changeup as long as you keep him down, or you can try to elevate the heater up out of the zone.
0-2. Swinging a tapper foul, first base side. Carroll stays alive. Went to the changeup that time.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me again after they throw the fastball in that similar area. Sped his bat up a little bit. Pretty good changeup. The thing with Robert, though, is his changeup's super hard as well.
Alexander, the winning run, leading off second base. Runners on first and second, 2 down, 5-5 here in the ninth. 0-2. Misses away. Fastball that time at 1-0-1. Carroll digs back in. And he waits on the 1-2. Swinging a foul tip into Vermeen's mid, strike 3. A big strikeout for Robert Suarez as he strands the winning run in scoring position. No runs on 2 hits, 2 left on. We go to extras here in Phoenix. Padres 5 and the Diamondbacks 5 on the Padres.
So the reason I got to Cooperstown is because I played with Cal and I played with Eddie and I played with some of the greatest players ever. And, you know, I just had to figure out how I did my job, and I was honored to have some of the best players that ever played put on uniforms, and they happen to be Oriole uniforms. If there's ever any doubt that I'm 78, all I got to do is look at my old cards and I know.
Director's license 657333.
We go to the 10th inning here in Phoenix, a 5-5 game as Jake Woodford comes on for Arizona. This pitching change brought to you by Sid's Carpet Barn. Sid's Carpet Barn stands alone as San Diego's floor covering leader. From a huge selection of premium high-end choices to quality budget-friendly options, Sid's has you covered. Jake Cronenworth, the Padres' automatic runner here in the 10th inning as Jose Iglesias digs in against Jake Woodford. And the first pitch, Iglesias shows bunt, bunts it to first base, picked up by Locklear, throws to a covering Marte in time. So the Padres playing a little small ball. Moves Cronenworth up to third base, representing the go-ahead run. Now 1 down, and Freddie Fermin will be the batter.
If you got to move a runner over, there's nobody you'd rather have at the plate than Jose Iglesias. Whether he's allowed to swing away to get the guy over and hit a ball to the right side, or he puts the bunt down, you know he's going to get the job done, and he does it once again.
So here's Fermin, his third plate appearance tonight, after he came in to pinch hit in the 6th inning for Elias Diaz. Diamondbacks will play the infield in. Cronenworth, the go-ahead run, 90 feet away from scoring, a 5-5 game here in the 10th. Woodford comes set, kicks and the pitch, misses away, ball 1.
Woodford's been struggling, Sammy. 5 runs allowed in his last 3 trips to the mound. Allowed a run in each of those last 3 outings as well. Padres looking to make it 4 in a row.
1-0. Is taken outside. 2-0.
Good eye, good patience. It's so easy as a hitter in this situation to try to get a little over-aggressive and go for something that's more of a pitcher's pitch, but Fermin restraining himself and putting himself now in a really good hitter's count.
2-0 on Fermin. He's in the driver's seat. And the pitch. Swinging a foul ball. First base side out of play.
That was the one.
Jorge Barosa stays in to play left field. He pinch hit for Jake McCarthy in the bottom half of the 9th inning. James McCann comes in to catch. He'll hit 9th. After Delkin Castillo pinch hit for Herrera in the bottom half of the ninth. 2-1. Swing ground ball to short. Perdomo picks it up, looks the runner back, throws to first in time. D-backs had the infield drawn in. Perfectly played by Perdomo. Contact play was not on. So a 6-3 put out, now 2 down. Padres in danger of leaving that go-ahead run 90 feet away. And it'll be left up to Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, Fermin had 2 opportunities. He had a 2-0 fastball that was something that you could drive into the outfield. He got underneath it. Then the 2-1, also another fastball, a sinker, a little bit better located. Hits it right into the ground, but 2 swings on fastballs and hitters counts and not able to get it to the outfield.
Big spot Fernando, 0 for 4 tonight. Did walk and pick up an RBI in the 6th inning. 5-5 game, top half of the 10th. Cronenworth on third base. 2 men away as Fernando Tatis Jr. digs in the pitch. And it settles in a strike, 0-1. D-backs will have Marte, Perdomo, and Gurriel. Part of their order due up in the bottom half of the 10th. 0-1. Off-speed pitch taken low and away. And presumably Robert Suarez will be back out for the bottom half of the 10th inning. Padres hoping he takes the mound with a lead. 1-1. Swing ground ball to shortstop. Perdomo gobbles it up, throws to first in time, and that's the inning. So the Padres can't cash in the automatic runner. And that'll take us to the bottom half of the 10th inning. Padres 5, Diamondbacks 5.
All right, Ryan, PSA dove in. Do we have them graded?
We do. This is the first set of graded cards from the 2024 Topps MLB Network set.
I'm so excited about this. Now, they all have the same grade, or?
No.
So one of us will be like the highest graded card.
Could be. There could be multiple. So first up, we got Mark DeRosa.
Let's see what he wrote. Of course, D-Rose a 10 out of 10. Handsome, athletic. All right.
For 25% off your first order.
Bottom half of the 10th inning here in Phoenix, a 5-5 game. Let's quickly pause for station ID on the Padres Radio Network.
KWFN-FM and KWFN-HD1 San Diego.
This is Manny Machado from the San Diego Padres. The Padres play here. 97.3 The Fan.
An Odyssey Sports Station.
Sam Levitt, Bob Scanlon with you from Phoenix alongside our producer-engineer Dave Marcus. A 5-5 game here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Corbin Carroll will be the Diamondbacks automatic runner on second base. The Padres have already issued an intentional walk to Ketel Marte. So it'll be runners on first and second with nobody out. Of course, Marte's run means nothing. Sets up couple of force plays, double play possibility, a triple play possibility, never know. As Mike Schilt goes out, has a word with Robert Suarez, Freddie Fermin, and the entire Padres infield.
We've seen this before. Mike is not afraid to go out there and just remind everybody of what the responsibilities are, what to anticipate out of the other side, whether they might be putting a bunt down or if they swing, what to do in each one of those situations. Mike just walks everybody through it to make sure everybody is on the same page. There's no confusion out there. Padres are ready whatever the Diamondbacks throw at them at this point.
So a sticky situation to say the least for Robert Suarez. 5-5 here in the 10th inning. Winning run on second base. Runners on first and second. Nobody out. Here's Geraldo Perdomo. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who's hit 2 home runs tonight, waiting on deck. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1, a heater at 98. By the way, Dodgers beat the Cardinals 12-6 earlier tonight, so the Padres need to win tonight to stay 3 games behind LA for first place in the NL West. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Perdomo way late. 98 on the radar gun again. 0-2. A spot where Suarez would love a K. And fastball sailing away from Perdomo.
Robert's not afraid to roll up the ground balls either. We'll take a double play right here.
Outfield playing very, very shallow and well shaded the other way against the left-handed hitting Perdomo. 0-2. Swing and a line drive towards right center. Tatis coming on. He'll get there, makes the catch. Carroll won't tag up. Not going to test the arm of Fernando. 1 down here in the 10th inning. Tatis did a good job racing to it. Got in good position to throw. Fires it in. And a big first out here in the 10th.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Good fastball by Robert Suarez at 89 miles an hour. Just really seemed like it took the sting out of Perdomo's bat. Not a bad swing on it, but just the velo out of the hand of Robert Suarez neutralized it a little bit.
Well, here's the man of the night, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. A pair of 2-run home runs, 1 in the first inning, 1 to tie the game at 5 in the 8th inning, and that's where we stand. 5-5 here in the 10th. First pitch is in for a strike, 0-1. Fastball at 98. That second home run that Gurriel hit, he turned around a Mason Miller fastball at 104.
Yeah, he's it. The first one was on a sweeper out of the hand of Yu Darvish. The other one on that fastball you just mentioned, Sam. So he's done damage on 2 different types of pitches.
0-1. This is low and in. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gurriel. Corbin Carroll has great speed. He's standing on second base representing the winning run. Maryland center playing pretty shallow. Tatis playing pretty shallow in right. More medium range for Laureano in left. 1-1. Swing at a broken back rounder to third. Picked up by Iglesias. Steps on third. Throws to first. And in time. What a double play. Jose Iglesias. And Robert Suarez out of the inning. Iglesias picked it up, stepped on third for 1, and a throw to first base for 2. Diamondbacks don't cash in their half of the 10th inning. We're going 11, tied at 5 on the Padres Radio Network.
En el Banco BHD, impulsamos el progreso económico para todos, el futuro que quieres.
What else is going to happen today? Henderson's bat goes flying into the stands on a strikeout.
That's not good right there.
See Andy looking at it like, hey, not supposed to be doing that.
Yeah, stick to basketball there, right?
Oh, no catch. Love to get that one back. Alonso lost the bat as he flung at that high fastball.
That's going to keep him up tonight. Can't make that catch.
You got to keep that clean, right? You got to catch that.
.0051.
11th inning here in Phoenix. Padres 5, D-backs 5. Right-hander Jake Woodford stays on for the D-backs. Fernando Tatis Jr., the free runner at second base for the Padres. It'll be Arise, Machado, and Merrill. 2, 3, 4. And the first pitch from Woodford is on the outside corner, called strike. What a double play by Jose Iglesias to end that bottom half of the 10th inning.
It's not normal when you can take the Golden Glove third baseman Manny Machado defensively out of a ball game and feel like you got a guy over there that can handle the position just as well, but that's what Iglesias provides.
0-1, little looper, left side, it's falling, it's fair. Tatis around third base, he's racing for home, the throw by Barossa, not in time. Arise up the second, an RBI base hit for Luis Arise. And the Padres jump in front, 6-5 here in the 11th.
Such a beautiful thing. We always think of Luis Arise, or at least a lot of people do, about being the table setter for the rest of the Padres lineup. But don't forget, he can drive in runs with the best of them. And he showed it once again right there. True Luis Arise plate appearance. Stays inside the ball, loops it into left field. Fernando getting a great jump off second base, and the throw in Fernando getting the home plate at the same time. McCann not able to hold on.
RBI single for Arise to put the Padres ahead. Now the Padres looking for more. Manny Machado digs in, the pitch is inside, ball one. Well, that's what Luis does. He puts the ball in play, and when you do that, you can find some grass.
Good things are going to happen.
(1-0) Machado. Knee high, called strike. 1-1. Of course, Diamondbacks will get their free runner in the bottom half of the 11th inning. It is so critical in these extra innings. If you're the visiting team, you don't want just one, you want more. 1-1. And taking a called strike up in the zone.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting how that strategy, everyone thought, oh, it's going to be a lot of small ball here in these extra inning contests. Not really, because of what you just described, Sam. Well, oftentimes it's going to be 2 or 3 runs that he has to get the job done, not just one.
1-2. This is away. Manny's had a good night. A couple of hits, including a double. He's walked as well. Came in 72 runs knocked in this year, looking for another. And Woodford spins around, looks Arise back to second. Arise continuing to dance off second base, trying to get that big secondary lead. Woodford comes set. And the 2-2. Swing, line, drive, foul. A few feet wide of that left field line. Manny a tad early on it. Do it again at 2-2.
Got David Morgan heating up in the bullpen now. Opportunity to get his first big league save.
2-2 in the dirt. 3-2 on Manny. Now the Padres have used their big five already. They still haven't, I think, collectively come up with a nickname for those five, but they've used Morejon, they've used Adam, they've used Estrada, they've used Miller, they've used Wandy Peralta, they've used Robert Suarez. 3-2. Swing, line, drive into left, a base hit. Luis Arise gets the stop sign. He holds on at third base. Manny Machado on first base with a single. And the Padres in business for a big top half of the 11th inning. Runners on first and third. Nobody out. Jackson Merrill coming up.
Good call by Tim Leeper to hold up Luis Arise. That one got to Barossa pretty quickly. No reason to get an out at the plate with nobody out, and Jackson Merrill walking up there.
And by the way, as David Morgan warms up in the bullpen, worth noting he's been terrific. 25 appearances, a 1.86 ERA.
Sort of the secret weapon.
Absolutely. First pitch to Merrill is upstairs, ball one.
Padres do have Matsui and Sean Reynolds, who was just called up today in place of J.P. Sears, who was sent down. But obviously Morgan would be the first choice because of how well he's been doing, as you mentioned, Sam.
Infield playing about halfway for the D-backs. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1 on Merrill. Jackson 1 for 4 tonight. Did walk and score a run back in the 7th inning. 6-5 Padres in front. Top half of the 11th. Now the 1-1. Swinging a pop-up foul. Lands in the upper deck and ricochets down below to the lower seating bowl. Crowd is thinned out a bit here in Phoenix. Still a lot of brown and gold in the stands.
Padres fans aren't going anywhere, Sam.
Yeah, hoping to see an extra inning Padres win. 1-2. Misses away. 2-2. Runners on first and third, still nobody out. And the 2-2. Misses low and in. 3-2. Xander Bogaerts waiting on deck. Well, if you're Jake Woodford right now, you're just trying to avoid this becoming a real blow-up inning. Trying to keep your team in the ball game. Give them a chance in the bottom half of the 11th. 3-2. Swinging a drive foul. Down the right field line. Merrill a little out in front.
Just enough, a changeup. And as we talked about earlier in the broadcast, he does such a good job of staying balanced and staying back. You're not going to get a whole lot of really bad swings on off-speed pitches. He's just a little bit out in front of that changeup, though.
Padres 4-4 in extra inning games this year. 3-2. Swinging a rip down the right field line. Foul. Merrill is right on it here from Woodford. He's just a little out in front.
Yeah, he's seen every pitch. He's seen everything that Woodford has to offer, and Woodford wasn't able to get him out front enough on the changeup. Now he can't get the fastball by him as well, and that's not a comfortable feeling for Woodford right now.
D-backs 4-7 in extra inning games. 3-2 on Merrill. And now the pitch from Woodford. Swinging a liner towards center. Thomas comes in, makes the catch. Arise, will tag up. Here he comes for home. He'll score standing. Sac fly, RBI for Jackson Merrill. Padres ahead 7-5.
Nice plate appearance, Jackson. Fought off some tough pitches. Couldn't get the fastball by him. Couldn't get the changeup by him. He finally gets one that he can line out to center field and get that run in. Well done.
That insurance run brought to you by Pine Solomon Personal Injury Lawyers. Don't let any insurance company convince you that's enough. Your local San Diego lawyers at Pine Solomon pursue the compensation you deserve. Learn more at SeriousAccidents.com. So Manny's still on first base. Here's Xander Bogaerts. First pitch. Ground ball, left side, base hit. Rolls into left, Machado up to second. And Xander Bogaerts has his second hit of the night. Padres leading 7-5 here in the top half of the 11th inning. There's no action in that Arizona bullpen. It's going to be all Jake Woodford here.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot left down there. And great opportunity now for Laureano, who's been swinging the hot bat, as we've talked about. And another opportunity to add on to this lead. Give David Morgan a little bit more breathing room when he comes in and tries to get his first save. Who knows, it might not even be a save opportunity if Laureano can get a hold of one.
Oh, when you get into a game like this, it was so back and forth. It really does become a battle of the bullpens, and no doubt the Padres have the stronger pen. First pitch to Laureano. Little check swing, foul ball, 0-1. So when you get deeper into an extra inning game like this, we're in the 11th inning. Jake Woodford, maybe the best Arizona has left. David Morgan, who's got a sub-2 ERA, is the best the Padres have left. 0-1 on Laureano. Pitch en route. And it's taken high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. As we've said, another great night for Laureano. Triple and a run scored in the second. 2-run double in the 7th inning. That made it 5-5. We stayed tied at 5. Until this top half of the 11th. 1-1. Swinging a foul. Right side out of play.
Same pitch that he drove opposite field earlier for a double to drive in two. A little fastball up and out over. Tried to do the same thing, just a little bit underneath it.
One-two. Swing, line, drive into right center, a base hit. Carroll over to get it. Machado racing around third. He'll score easily. Ramon Laureano strikes again. The Padres have scored 3 runs here in the top half of the 11th inning. They lead 8-5.
What a contributor Laureano has been. 3rd hit of the night. 3 RBIs. And just absolutely carved it into right field. We mentioned that he had done that earlier on the double that drove in 2, and it got a fastball away. He was just underneath it on the previous pitch. They tried to come inside, and he said, no, I'm just going to keep my hands inside and drive this one opposite field as well. That is a huge run right there for the Padres.
And Xander Bogaerts went to third base on that base hit, so the Padres still have runners at first and third, just one out. As Diamondbacks pitching coach Brian Kaplan goes out, has a word with Jake Woodford and that entire Arizona infield. The Padres have a comfortable 3-run lead, but now you feel like they can really put this baby away.
Yeah, and they've used up all their mound visits previously. You get an extra one during extra innings, and Torey Lovello is getting reminded by Sean Barber that's your mound visit. You're done. You had your extra one in extra innings, and it's over.
Here's Jake Cronenworth. Bogaerts on third, Laureano on first base. Padres leading 8-5 here in the 11th. And the pitch is up and away, ball one. Woodford just not locating well right now. He's 31 pitches into this appearance. As you said, Scans, earlier, he's been hit hard as of late. Put together a good 10th inning, not so much here in the 11th. The pitch is lined foul, left field side. Cronenworth, couple of hits tonight, including an RBI double all the way back in the second. 1-1. Swinging a roller to first base, picked up by Locklear, goes to second, that's one. Return throw to first, not in time, a run comes in as Bogaerts crosses home from third base. So it'll be a fielder's choice for Jake Cronenworth, and it makes it 9-5 here in the 11th inning. Padres have scored 4.
That's a beautiful thing. Hey, David Morgan, I'm sorry you're not going to get your save opportunity tonight, but that is quite all right. You need a little bit of cushion here, and as we've talked about already, Sam, Diamondbacks still have an offense that can get the job done. We saw that against Mason Miller, so keep on adding on.
Now a 4-run lead at 9-5 brings up Jose Iglesias, pitching for a strike 0-1. A 1-2 Iglesias and a ground ball towards the middle, base hit. Cronenworth moves up to second. Iglesias on first base with a 2-out single. That is the Padres' 5th hit of the inning, and all of them have been singles. This has not been a power display here in the 11th inning. Padres taking that free runner at second base and turning it into really what has been one of the types of innings we saw so often early in the year and so often last year, where the Padres just string them together.
Yeah, just single after single. Guys taking the extra base, putting the pressure on the defense, hustling on the infield to stay out of the double plays, all the little things that you need to do. You do the little things and big things will happen, and all of a sudden you got a 4 spot on the board.
Here's Freddie Fermin. First pitch. Line drive into right, a base hit. Cronenworth being waved around. Carroll comes up, throwing, throw home, not in time. Cronenworth slides in safely. It's a 5-run top half of the 11th inning. Now it's Freddie Fermin, an RBI single, and the Padres in front 10-5.
Contributions from everywhere, right, Sam? Everybody getting the job done. And a lot of the newcomers as well. Laureano's gotten the job done. Freddie Fermin comes through. Big night tonight for the Padres offense when they need it.
6 hits in this inning, all singles.
And a lot of them opposite field as well. Just not getting greedy, just saying, what are we going to get? Fastball away, no problem. We saw Laureano even with a fastball inner half, still keeping his hands inside. Not greedy baseball, and it's paying off.
And now Fernando Tatis Jr., who started this inning as the automatic runner, digs in. He grounds it to second, scooped up by Marte, flings it to first base in time, and that's the inning. But the Padres have a huge top half of the 11th inning. They score 5 runs on 6 hits. They leave 2 on. We go bottom 11. Padres now leading 10-5 on the Padres Radio Network.
Tony Gwynn Jr. here. The baseball season is upon.
11th inning here in Arizona. Padres scoring 5 in their half of the 11th inning, and now the D-backs get their turn in the bottom half as rookie right-hander David Morgan comes on. Morgan will face Locklear, Barossa, and Alexander. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be the Diamondbacks' automatic runner at second base. Padres scoring 5 runs on 6 hits in the 11th inning. And typically, you would think, as the Padres have now used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pitchers in this game, that the 8th pitcher of the night, the numbers wouldn't be pretty. Well, not in the case of David Morgan. His first pitch to Locklear is up and in ball 1. He's having a terrific rookie campaign. Morgan comes in, 1.86 ERA, 25 appearances, 29 innings. He struck out 28, allowed just 22 hits. 1-0 is upstairs 2-0. Look for a little bit in that top of the inning like Morgan could be slated to try to earn his first save in his major league career. Not going to be the case. However, he can shut the door on what would be a much-needed Padres win. 2-0, swing and a miss, 2-1.
Sammy's been even better than his numbers that you just read would indicate. And the reason I say that is because when he first got called up, he allowed runs in 3 of his first 5 outings. But since then, his last 19 games, he's only allowed 3 earned runs for a 1.25 earned run average, punching out 19 along the way.
2-1. Little check swing at a pitch up in the zone. No swing from Locklear. 3 balls and a strike. Morgan last appeared on Saturday against the Cardinals, went 2 scoreless innings. That's been his quality of work so far this year. Gurriel leading off second, 3-1. On Locklear in the pitch. Fisted foul, straight back out of play, 3-2.
Big fastball, 99 miles an hour, sort of staying with the theme that the Padres have been able to put together in the back end of that pen. And most of the games that he's appeared in, quite frankly, have been in losing situations, but he has done a nice job of holding the deficit. Now lately he's been getting some more opportunities in high leverage win situations.
Pitch on the way. Little check swing. Did he go? He did. First base umpire James Hoy rings him up. And there's one down here in the bottom half of the 11th inning. First strikeout for David Morgan. 11th K of the night for Padres pitching.
Boy, good movement on that pitch. Fastball inside, kept running in. Locklear was trying to hold up once he realized that ball was running in on his hands. Just couldn't hold up in time. It goes down on strikes.
Brings up Jorge Barossa, who pinch hit in the 9th inning for Jake McCarthy. Infield tilted towards the right side against Barossa, and the pitch. This is up at 99 miles per hour from David Morgan. That's the thing about Morgan, too. He's a guy, much like most of the guys now in that bullpen, that can really run it up there.
Yeah, he has the stuff. And he's got some nice breaking pitches to go with it as well. I know the 99-mile-an-hour fastball gets your attention, but some good secondaries as well.
1-0 at Chopper, right side. In comes Arise, scoops it up, flips to Morgan in time. Nicely done on both ends. Luis Arise racing in to get it. He was playing pretty deep on the infield. And David Morgan covering nicely. 3-1 put out for out number 2 here in the 11th.
You know, the best thing that Luis Arise does right there is he charges the ball. And once he gets it, he doesn't waste any time trying to get it over to David Morgan. And as a pitcher, when I'm running over there trying to cover first base, the last thing I want is for that ball to get there at the same time as I'm getting to the bag. Luis did a nice job of trying to get it to Morgan as soon as he could so he could catch the ball before he had to worry about trying to hit the base with his foot.
Here's Blaze Alexander, first pitch. And it settles in a strike, going 1. 10-5 Padres in front here in the bottom half of the 11th inning. Chance of let's go Padres here in Phoenix. Many of the Padres fans, especially on the first base side, standing. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. 97-mile-an-hour heater. And now the Padres and David Morgan a strike away from a really nice extra inning win. Alexander 1 for 4 tonight. Gurriel on third base. Morgan fires Swinging a high fly ball into right center, chasing back Tatis. Towards the warning track, he reaches up, he makes the catch, and that's the ball game. Padres win it in 11, 10-5 the final. They score 5 runs in the top half of the 11th inning. David Morgan shuts the door. He retires. Each batter he faces in the bottom half. And the Padres even up this 3-game series at a game apiece. In the 11th inning for Arizona, no runs on no hits. They leave one on. Final score, Padres 10 and the D-backs 5 on the Padres Radio Network.
When your home is protected on the outside, life is better on the inside. And it all starts with your roof. Upgrade your roof to a total protection roofing system from Genesis Home Improvements, San Diego's trusted roofing contractor. We use durable, energy-efficient products so you and your family can enjoy year-round comfort, healthier indoor air quality, and lower utility bills. Ready to transform your home? Visit GenesisHomeImprovementsSD.com for a free quote and save 15% on services. Put your trust in Genesis Home Improvements.
Hey, it's Gravy. August is Summer Sun Safety Month, and Kaiser Permanente reminds you to wear sunscreen SPF 30 or higher, reapply every 2 hours, and don't forget your hat and sunglasses. For more SunSmart tips, visit kp.org/San Diego. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
San Diego, Simli Foods been the Cook's Asian resource on 97.3 The Fan for 5 years. Now it crowns a legend you can't ignore. Buddha-style chicken. The best restaurant-style bird you'll ever taste. Bold, juicy perfection, begging for crisp snow peas, fiery Thai chilies, zesty ginger root, and soy that sings. All chef-ready steals at 4665 El Cajon Boulevard. Snack this flavor thrown now. Simli Food, the Cook's Asian resource.
During peak wildfire season, one spark in dry, windy conditions can put our communities at risk. That's why, as a last resort, SDG&E may need to call a power shutoff for public safety. We only power down where absolutely necessary. And once the threat has passed, our team works quickly and safely to restore power to affected communities. Learn more about public safety power shutoffs at sdge.com/PSPS.